Carried away. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another Kiki Loves Nigeria live stream. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing today on this Saturday? I am doing just fine. I'm doing lovely. It's turning fall here, so I like that. I like the fall. That's my favorite season. So I hope you guys are having a lovely Saturday. So, look, what we're going to talk about today, we're going to continue our conversation about PVTV in the Gambia. I guess that's what they call themselves, or PVTV Gambia. We're going to finish our conversation about them, and I'm going to show you receipts. Sam and his wife actually sent in receipts. Okay, so we have receipts not only from Sam, but we have them from his wife. So we're going to look at those receipts. We're going to also, this is what else I did. I realized that when we were talking about this couple, PVTV, we didn't do what we normally do. Normally, we do a chronological, check on the person. You know, we just go through the YouTube channel and we kind of just figure out what kind of person this is. Like, who are we really dealing with? Who are we really talking about here? You know, and we use the videos to do that. We use the videos to kind of figure out who these people are, who they really are. All right. And the way you do that, you just go through the videos. You just go through the background. You go all the way back, you know, chronologically, and you come forward. And that way you can tell, because people will tell you they're this way, but they're really something different. And the way you figure that out is by their actions and what they do. You know, so you go back through their YouTube channel from the beginning and you can kind of see what kind of people you're actually dealing with. All right. So that's what I did. I stopped and I said, wait a minute, we need to back up and start over again. So that's what we did. That's what I did. I went through it and I saw some things that I'm going to share with you guys so you can get a better understanding of who we are talking about and who we are dealing with. Okay. Because it is important that you understand that, because these people are, you know, basically soliciting the community to do business with them. And we've seen a pattern that when repats solicit us, they're usually trying to scam us. Okay. Speaking of that, we're going to give Daniel some more attention, y'all. Daniel done put his videos back up. They done made 3 videos. Daniel done made 2. His wife done made 1. He explaining his side of the story. Yeah, Daniel want us to give him some attention. So y'all know me. You know I aim to please. We're going to give Daniel some attention, okay? Because Daniel want to tell his story. So we're going to be fair. We're going to be fair. And we're going to let Daniel tell his story. All right, so look for that. That's coming. So, because if you notice on his channel, he's telling his story. He's telling his side of the story. So we need to, we're going to share that. We're going to give him some attention. But getting back to these people. All right. So I had to go back because I'm trying to truly understand, y'all, whether these people are scammers or whether they really don't know what they're doing because they're inexperienced in this. And once I went back and saw that who they really were, yes, they really are very inexperienced in what they're doing, extremely inexperienced in what they're doing. So these could be just novice mistakes that they're making. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Is this novice mistakes, or are you really trying to just take advantage of these people who don't really know, or these people who are in a vulnerable situation, or these people who just are in this fear of missing out phase and they just don't want to miss out because they feel like, oh, if I don't get this land now, I'm going to lose it. Are you trying to take advantage of that? You know, this is what's going through my mind. This is what I'm trying to figure out. All right. So my name is Kiki Loves Nigeria. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. And this is the Kiki Loves Nigeria show. And what we do on the show, we talk about anything and everything that impacts you visiting West Africa, namely West Africa, but we talk about all of Africa, really, we do. We talk about anywhere there's scammers, anywhere we're scamming each other, we're talking about it, okay? So we talk about Africa in general, and we talk about those things that impact us as a community. You know, whether it's romance scams, whether it's land scams, whether it's Black women passing away mysteriously and unexpectedly, we talk about all of that. We're talking about this couple, this very, very young couple who have only been in the Gambia not that long, maybe 3 years, 2 years, who have these absorbent fees for their services. And, you know, people have been writing me wondering if these fees, you know, feeling like these fees are not fair for the service that, you know, like they feel like they're being overcharged. They feel like these people are taking advantage of us and overcharging us. Okay. So that's how I got on this situation, this story. Because one person actually did business with them, Sam and his wife, they did business with them. They felt like they were scammed. It took a minute, but they finally got me some receipts. So I did get receipts from them. And then I was contacted by someone else, the Global African, who felt like just from being a community member, you know, from watching the show, he knows like, oh, his antennae went up. He was like, wait a minute. This doesn't sound right. This sounds like something we need to talk about. This sounds like something we need to investigate. So that's how we got to this point where we are now. All right, let me put up fair use real quick. And then after that, I'm gonna do the comments and we're gonna get started because I got a lot to show you guys. I got a lot of receipts. All right, this video is filled up with receipts. Well, it ain't a video. This live stream is filled with receipts. All right, so we got to get going. And please forgive me. Y'all know when I don't show my face, y'all know what that means. Y'all know I've been busy. And today I was planning on it, but I got to looking at all these emails I had about this story and all the receipts I had about this story. And I had to just keep going back and forth. And I didn't have time. I'm sorry, I ran out of time. All right. So please forgive me for not showing my face, but let's go. I got plenty of receipts for you. So let's do the disclaimer, the fair use disclaimer. Kiki Loves Nigeria fair use disclaimer. The content on Kiki Loves Nigeria may contain copyrighted content, not authorized for use by the owner. However, no copyright infringement is intended. Copyrighted material used on this channel falls under the Fair Use Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, which states that copyrighted material can be used for education, research, teaching, and educational purposes, which is the explicit goal of this channel. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this channel. This is where people get this mixed up. They tend to think I said it, and they get mad at me over things that you guys say and you guys do. And I just want you to understand what they say and what they do have nothing to do with me. That's the chat. If I don't say it and if I don't do it, then I can't take ownership of it because I can't control the chat. Okay, I can't control grown people. And that's one thing I try to keep this forum like an open forum where we can come on here and we can say what we want to say. You know, no, we can't be abusive to each other. No, we can't insult each other. No, we can't do any of that. No, we cannot. But we can just say how we feel. We can truly just come on here and say how we feel. We can have differing opinions. That's fine. People don't have to agree with each other. I don't like when everybody agree with each other because that makes it boring. And who wants to be bored? I know I don't. So your diverging opinions, that's fine. We welcome them. Okay. But, you know, people, you have to understand that people are going here may not agree with what you have to say. And it's just how they feel. And they have a right to feel how they feel. All right, let's look at these comments so we can get started. Life Without Limits. She says, Kiki, keep bringing the receipts. Wish I could join tonight, but I have another event I must attend. Well, enjoy yourself. Have a great time. And thank you, I will. Steph says she gave our love because that's what we're about. We bring all the love. Didn't PBT say last week that the money sent was related to planning permission? If this is the case, there is no getting your money back for government departments, right? They did say that because they can't. I'm going to show you the contract. I think that's in the contract too. So, but it seems like, I don't know. They said they didn't get the receipts. I mean, the permit. So it's not that they want the money back. They want the money back because they didn't get what they paid for. That's what I'm understanding. That they paid him for the permit, but he never gave them the permit. So that's what they're saying. Okay. That's what they say. They're saying they never got the permit. Excuse me. Okay, so that's the argument, that they want their money back because not that they changed their mind about the deal. No, they want their money back because they said he didn't give them the receipt. He didn't give them the permit. Susan says, hello, Susan, how are you? Probably, African Goddess says, probably a bit of both. You're not supposed to be doing invoice mistakes with other people's money. No, you're not. Welcome, Susan. Susan says, welcome. They're saying that's the truth. Hey, Debo, she's saying hello to everybody. Everybody's saying hello. Thank you, and welcome back, y'all. All right, so we got a lot to go over tonight. Maya says hello. Maya Mia, is that how you say it? Says hello. Not feeling. Oh, Steph, I'm sorry. Oh, I hope you feel better. Yeah, something going around. It's a nasty virus. It came out early this year, honey. It didn't submit the paperwork for. Did he submit the paperwork for the permit? I don't know. All they said is they paid for the permit and they didn't get the permit. It sounded like he did. It sounded like he submitted the paperwork. All right. So let's look and see where we are. So I want to go back, get to my notes and make sure I'm going over these correctly. So I talked about that because this is a lot. So we're continuing our conversation about them overcharging the repat community and not being, they feel like they're not being upfront and honest about their fees. Okay, Global African, again, he contacted me because he was concerned about their KUNDA tours because he feels like, hey, they are charging too much. And the $2,300 for the 8 days, that's the early bird special. That's not the $25,000, okay? So let's so what they're concerned, what everybody's concern was. So what we're going to do this week, we're going to take a deep dive into what people are concerned about. Okay, people are concerned because they feel like PVTV does not have the experience to be doing the things that they're doing. Okay, they're doing transportation. They're doing what's the other thing they're doing? They're doing transportation. They're doing. I'm sorry, some groceries are coming and the phone keep going off. They're letting me know that they're here. They're doing construction. They're also doing tours. They're doing a whole bunch of stuff. And usually the stuff that they do are what the scammers do. So let me see if I can find their website to show you so we can take a brief look. Tours. Let me see if I can find website. All right, let's see if we can find it. I do have the link, but I'm hoping I can just pull it up, but it don't look like I can. All right, I'm gonna have to put the link up here. So I wonder if they're on Facebook. Are they on Facebook too, y'all? So, all right. First thing we're going to look at, let me go back here. So we looked, like I said, we looked at and we did a little background to see what is going on with these people. All right, that's the first thing that I did, was a background to see what was going on with these people. All right, what was these people all about? So people were talking about we need to understand, like I told you, we always got to understand somebody's background before, especially before we do business with these people. What makes them, puts them in a position where we should trust them with our money, where we should trust them, where we're doing business with them, where, we should just make these sacrifices that we're making with these people. So I went back through the video and I did like a chronological study just to try to figure out who they are, where they're coming from, and what is going on with these people. So I started back. It looked like it all started in 2023. That's when they first made their first trip to Gambia. All right. So we're going to start there, but there's more videos on there before that. They were, talking about it before then, but we're going to start with the first video. Now, this first video was kind of concerning to me because not only was it their first trip to Gambia, but it was the wife's first time on an airplane. All right. And usually when it's their first time on an airplane, that means you need to kind of wait a little bit before you start, venturing off into international travel like that, because you don't know much about it. And the first time you go, it's more like you get kind of romanticized by it. You don't get the real experience. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You got to go a couple of more times, because the first time you go, you're just so happy to be there. That ain't what I want to show y'all. No, that's not the one. Hold on. That ain't the one. You're just so happy to be there that everything just looks wonderful. Because for one, you can't believe that you're there. Okay. The first time you go, you're in shock. You cannot believe that you're there. Okay. So you're going through a lot. All right. That's why the first time you go, you should not make any decisions. All right. You should not make any life-changing decisions like, I'm going to go relocate to Africa, to Gambia. You shouldn't do that, because, like I said, your view isn't normal, because you're overwhelmed, because you're back in a place where your ancestors come from. You're back in a place where, people thought you would never go back to, and now you're here, and it's a lot going on. You're connecting spiritually, you're connecting physically. You see, it's warm outside. The sun is everywhere, the palm trees, the ocean. So you feeling good. The people all you see is Black people, very few other colored people. So you're just excited. You don't stand out anymore. You become the majority. So it's like a whole mind-blowing experience. So to go when you're and make decisions while your mind is blown, that is not a good thing, because you're going to end up making some bad decisions. All right. So this first video I'm going to show you, that's them when they're going to Gambia for the first time. And again, this is the wife's first time on an airplane. Okay. So this was in 2003, I believe. March 2003. All right, so I want to start it. This is them going to the airport. They're going to the airport here. Let me see if he's talking.
That's what the moment is. So, we're on our way.
See, all of this is someone who's never been on an airplane This whole experience, y'all, is going to be overwhelming and mind blowing. Okay, because the first time I went, it was overwhelming. It was mind blowing. You know, I went to France. I went to several different countries. You know, I was in Cameroon. I had never been to Africa before, so all of this is just, it's mind boggling. I mean, your mind is blown. Okay. And if somebody would have said to me, like, Kiki, you could stay in Cameroon for the rest of your life, at that moment, I would have said, okay. You know, it's cheap here, blah, blah, blah. We'll help you get a place. I would have said, okay. Because your mind is not thinking clearly. You know, you're in this, I call it la la land, honey. You're in this whole la la land. And you shouldn't make any life-changing decisions. So this is the airport. This is them just going through the airport. Like I'm saying, she's never been on a plane. Never been on a plane. She's never been to the airport going through all of this. Finding out from the airport is different from actually getting on the airplane. You know, going in the back, going through TSA, going through checking in, going through getting on the airplane. All that mind-boggling if you've never done that before, especially on an international flight. Because going to Gambia is crazy. You got to take a plane, 2 planes, 3 trains, and 2 automobiles. You know, going to Gambia is no easy task. So I think they're in Gambia. See how you got to walk down? Now you got to walk down. You got to get on the bus. That's what I was playing. So it's a bus. Oh, you're going to get on the train. I forgot the bus. So you got to get on the bus too. Get on the bus twice. You get on the bus in Belgium, or you get on the bus in a bus in the Gambia. And now they're finally here. And again, this was all in 2023. Now, this is the part I want to know. Who are these people? Because the moves that these PVTV are making, hey, PVTV, are making for the first time was 9 hours. See, that's what I'm saying. That is mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. The first time I went to Africa, Cameroon, I could not believe how exhausted I was because I couldn't believe the layover in France. It seemed like we were there all day. And the African flights, they're not in the normal part of the airport. No, they're in some dusty, crusty part of the airport they don't even use. So they just use it for the African flights. So it's nothing really over there. So you got, when I was at Charles de Gaulle Airport, all they had was, oh yeah, the couches was tore up. I mean, slits all in them. It looked like all the rusty, dusty furniture, they put it down there for the African flights. And you so tired from all the layovers, everybody's just laid out, sleeping everywhere. That was the first time I had ever slept in public because I was so exhausted. And again, this type of travel, going through all these time zones, all this layovers, it's exhausting you. So you should not, people, be making any type of life-changing decisions. Okay, what they saying now? The landing spot is where we stay. Great people to meet for the first time. So y'all met them for the first time. This is what else I want to know. Did y'all know anybody there? Who was helping y'all? Because somebody, like the moves you guys are making, it's hard for me to believe you're making these moves without having an inside connection, because there's a language barrier. All right, so they're here. You know, everything looked good. So this is, I guess this guy is, I don't know who he is, from the hotel or something. So now he's talking, telling people to look at her channel, to look at the channel, okay? So that was first time in Gambia. All right, first time in Gambia, 2022. Now they own the ground. They're on the ground in Gambia, all right? So now let's go see what's going to happen next. So they're on the ground. So let me see what kind of comments y'all got before I move on, because I got here to check the comments. because I don't want to get too ahead. So he said they stayed at the airport. Team member was on here. Team member said something. Let me go back up here. So team member said, you need a man to help you navigate Africa. Without a man, you are probably gonna lose. So that's what I'm saying, team member. I feel the same. Like they had to have somebody to help them navigate. Where you go? Hold on, y'all. Okay. So I feel the same way. That's what I want to know. Who was helping y'all navigate? Because the story looks like you guys just went over there, you know, got on, like we say, you just got on by yourself. But I know Africa too well. And you can't just get on like that. And if you do get on like that, you're going to get scammed out of a whole bunch of money. You're going to get scammed lots of times before you have a successful business, because Africa's all about who you know. It's about who you know and who you are. Who's your family? Who's your father? That's what Africa's all about. It's the most clickiest place I've ever been. So if you just an outsider trying to get in with them, nah, it ain't easy like that. It's not easy like that. Even if you bribe them, you still gonna get scammed. They still not gonna give you the hookup because you ain't one of them. Because all about family. And that's what we don't get. We don't get that part. That at the end, they gonna stick together. They gonna stick together. And if you ain't with one of them, you considered an outsider. And you for the slim takings. We're gonna take whatever we can get from you, we're gonna take it. And that's the reality. All right. So he's right. And because it's a patriarchal society, you oftentimes you do need a man. Very seldom can you navigate that society with a woman and be successful. Even if the woman is from there, even if the woman is from a rich and successful family, it doesn't matter. Women don't speak in certain business matters. And if they do, they're considered arrogant. They're considered want to be a man. And guess what? What they're going to do to you? They're going to get you every chance they can. Every chance they can, because they feel like, how dare you come in our society and cross our social norms and try to take over. So that was a question I couldn't figure out through these videos, who was helping them. DeBo says, thank God when I go there, I'm always with my husband. Exactly. So true. Everyone, I go out of town. I want to leave there. On my way home, mind changed. She says every time she go out of town, she wants to live there. Oh, excuse me. She wants to live there, right? So that's why you can't do that, because living there and visiting there are two different things. They're completely two different things. And the more you go and the more you kind of try to live like a regular person there, the more you see. But see, as long as you're at the resorts, which is where you need to be, it's different. But as long as you're going like that, you're gonna get this false impression of it. That was an amazing day. Stressed but amazing. Hello, family. Hello, how you doing, sweetie? I didn't find nothing amazing. Did I find it? I guess it was amazing. That's what I mean. It was romanticized, because it was amazing that I was going back to Cameroon. Bye, baby. I love you. It was going back to I was going back to Cameroon. I felt like that was good for my ancestors, because I believe, we're all connected to our ancestors, and that when I go back, they get to go back, so that's how I feel. So I felt the same way. All right, team members saying hello. Okay, we saw that one. Okay. The landing spot is where we stayed. Great people we met with. Okay, we read that one. Wait a minute. DeBo says, when I go to Gambia, we bring in groceries in, so y'all gonna hear a lot of noise. When I go to Gambia, we fly direct through Delta from JFK to Senegal and enter the Gambia from Senegal. The most powerful force, team member says, is a submissive woman with a vision and a constructive man who loves her. That's nice to say. Kiki is right. PVTV says the airports for Africa should be better. Yes, they should. They're horrible. They really are. It's torture. Yeah. Okay. She's agreeing with team member. Family has a great channel as well. He and his wife opened this place, and the creators were connected with the creators we connected with them. So you know the family. Well, guess what we heard about the family? It was gossip, because I ain't got no real receipts. So I'm telling y'all, when it's gossip, this was gossip. This is what I heard, because people wanted to know what happened to the family. And they says, is the word, Kiki. But the word on the street is he had a baby with one of them African ladies over there. And now he's in court over there. And the lady left him. And now he's still over there because he has these court cases and this baby over there. So is that true? Is that true? So you're connected with those people, the old repets. Okay. So he says he and his wife opened this place, the place where you stayed at. And as creators, we connected with them. So the place where you stayed at, the family opened that place. Is that what you're saying? So they ended up moving back. But that experience, the first time is why we are still here. Okay. So yeah, they ended up moving back. But that's why we heard they ended up moving back. And again, that's just gossip. I don't know for sure. I have no receipt. That's just straight up gossip. All right. So I tell y'all when I'm just gossiping. Now that was gossip. All right. So they had this business. Okay. 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 So now it's making sense. But who else was helping you along the way? Just walking and kicking sand, looking around vulnerable. Yes. And they know that because you look like American. You see what I mean? And they're going to get you. Even the kids are going to get you. Everybody's going to get you. Everybody's going to overcharge you because that's the game. You know, that is the game. So that's why I'm like, how did you navigate when it was just you and your wife? That's almost nearly impossible without being taken advantage of. Because look at even Rick and Cynthia. Look how many times they get got. Look how many, and they've been there for 8 years. And Rick and Cynthia still get got. Every chance they get, they're getting them. PBT says, laugh out loud. It's no magic. It's just hard work and beating on, and what is that? Is that betting on ourselves? We reached out. Hold on, y'all. I can't see this. Let me make it big. Hold on. Okay. Okay, that's much better. We reached out to so many people as we could, but no one reached back but THC. But that didn't go well. So we adapted. Okay, so what didn't go well with THC? What happened with that? What happened with that? We would love to know what happened with that. Yep, Africa is it is. So like, that's why I'm like, all these businesses, no, you got to know somebody to even get anything done there. They're going to shut you down at every turn. They're going to overcharge you so much. You like Mark Meets Africa. That's what he was saying. You know that you got to pay all of these government officials to get what you need, and still it ain't what you need, because you can't go over there moving by yourself, because they don't care about you like that. I'm to all that brother, sister, all that. No. Everybody over there is Black. It's about your ethnic group. It's about the group you belong to. And that's real. And you need to know that. You need to know that, because when you're talking all that Black talk to them, that don't mean nothing to them. That means absolutely nothing to them, because they're looking like, well, we're all Black. So what are you talking about? What group do you belong to? Who you with? That's what they want to know. Who are you with? That's what they want to know. We mostly work with locals, which has helped us fly further. Collaboration is celebration. Yes, but how do you work with the locals when the locals don't even speak good English? They don't. To speak English, the North American English, you have to go to school. And even if you go to school, you have difficulty understanding North American English, because they speak British English. So the locals don't speak that. The locals, their English is probably really bad, unless they're the bumpsters, because the bumpsters have to have the best English ever, because that's their job, to work with the people who come, the tourists, okay? And unless this local has had a lot of experience with tourists. And in that case, you want to know why, how? Do you have this much experience? So the first thing I would say, is, wow, you speak very good English. How did you learn how to speak very good English like that? Because even at their universities, they do not teach North American English. They teach British English. So how did you communicate with the locals? Especially the locals, they can't understand nothing you're saying. My husband is Gambian, so we fit right in. African goddess, no, Kiki, if you're past menopause and you're a respected businesswoman, you can get a pass. If you pass menopause, oh my God. She said if you pass menopause. So how do they know if you pass menopause? African goddess, how do they know if you pass menopause? So if they're not sexually, so if you can't make any more babies, okay, because people get menopause mixed up with not being able to have sex, and that's a lie, or not interested in sex, and that's a lie. It could affect you that way, but it doesn't affect everybody that way, and that's not really the purpose of it. What it is that you cease, your menses pauses, your cycle just stops, you know, so you can't have any more babies. That doesn't mean you can't have sex anymore. So people have to understand that. So how do they know that your menses has paused, and how does that make you a more respected businesswoman? So they're looking at the woman in a sexual way. That has to be what that is. So explain that one to me. I would see that being true, African goddess. Are you in collaboration with the hotel people? Yes, we want to know that, PVTV. Are you in collaboration with them? Not connected. We stayed there only for our first time. So why did y'all choose that place of all places? Why did you choose that place? Because see, people got to get something out of it. So why would you guys just say, okay, we're going to partner with this CFO, and CFO of all places, because CFO is way out in the middle of, like, away from everything. It's like so far away from the bird. If this is the bird watching park that I'm thinking about, it's far away from that. Bumpsters be all over the beach and the markets. Yes, they do. African goddess, we work with them, but we do have exclusive rights to the property when we need it. We are close to the owner, and Gambia is easy to speak to owners. But it just doesn't work just like that. Like, you're going to pay somebody to get you to the owner. You're not going to just say, I want to speak to the owner. Like, you got to pay people. You got to be connected to people. And that was something that I noticed about what your channel is that sometimes you guys, maybe again, it's your because you're not, you lack experience, that you don't understand that it's not like that. You got to give these people something. People there don't just do stuff. Maybe once or twice they might just do something for you because they feel sorry for you, but not normally. If you need something done, you're going to have to pay somebody to do something for you. So this myth that, you know, they're just doing it, no, they're not. They don't care. You think it's your mother. Wait a minute. T&K says they don't care. You think it's your motherland. No, they don't. They laugh at you, actually, because they feel like we've been out of Africa so long, we're not even African no more. That's why they laugh when we come over there talking about my people. They like, what? Your people? No, your people are in North America. That's where you're from. And your people have been in North America for over 400 years. So that's where you're from. Maybe your great-great-grandparents were from here, but you're not. So, you know, that's how they look at it. They like, you don't even understand the day-to-day life here. So how can you claim you're from here? You don't even understand our suffering. You don't even understand what we go through. Just like they don't understand what we go through. They don't understand our suffering. It's the same thing. It is the same thing. It's like when they come here and they try to take on our identity and try to pretend like they're us, when they don't know, they're far from being us. They don't understand what we go through. They don't know what it's like to be us. You know, Amadou Diallo, he does, because he went to pull out his wallet, and y'all know what happened to him in New York. So those type of Africans, yeah, some of them have experienced what some of us go through. But in all, no. So it's the same thing. It is the same thing. Yeah, that's why Mark learned Swahili, because he needed to. But Mark learned Swahili. I think he knew Swahili before he went there, because he learned just a little bit too fast. Americans use a lot of filler words that don't mean anything in English. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. North American English, like you have to go to the university here. And if you're from African English, even if you're from an English speaking country in Africa, okay, you're going to have to speak. You're going to have to take a test and whether you can understand North American English, because North American English is so different. All right. We use a lot of phrases that, like she said, they mean something to us, but it doesn't mean anything to somebody else. They think, what are you talking about? Like this simple phrase, it's raining cats and dogs. We know that doesn't mean it's really raining cats and dogs, but go say that to an African and say it's raining cats and dogs and see what they say. See if they understand what you're talking about. Surprising sometime, but the younger generation speak well. The older you go, the worse the English usually gets. So the main generation I work with speaks English and others. How do they learn it? How do they learn it? Because I'm sure they're not going to school like that. So how young are they? In their 20s? Y'all age? Y'all look like y'all probably in y'all 20s. So y'all talking to people in their 20s. These people probably have access to the internet. So they're probably because a lot of them are on the internet. So they're probably learning it from listening to videos, listening to us speak, and mimicking what they hear, like Super Shorty does. He doesn't even understand what he's saying. He just repeats what he hears Kenza say. And you can tell since Kenza's gone and he's not speaking to her or anyone who speaks North American English on a regular basis, you can tell he doesn't even know what he's saying. He's just saying words that he thinks that that's what you say. So that's normally what they do. They just say words that they think that's what you say, because they'll mimic what they think they hear us saying. So how are they learning this English? I'm also strategic. Oh, let me look over here. I'm also very strategic with my appearances to shops or maintenance situations. They will raise prices, but if you know what to do, It's no issue. Now, how is that? Because my husband is a Gambian all day, every day. As soon as he come in there, they try to raise the prices on him. So, and I ain't even with him. Soon as he come in there, they raise the prices on him. And he has to sit there and go back and forth with these people about what he's not going to pay them just because they think he got a little money. He explains to them, I'm not doing that. I'm not paying that. So how is it no issue that you guys don't experience that because you're cool with the people, but he does, and he's from there, and he's well known from there. Like his community, everybody know him. But when he go down to Senegambia to that market, you better believe they're going to try to overcharge him too. Everywhere we go. And again, I don't even be with him. I'll sit in the car because I'm not going out there in that heat, for one. And sometimes I just don't feel like doing it. So how is that? So explain that to me, how y'all get the hookup when he got to go back and forth and let them know you ain't playing me like that. You know, because you smell, they know because you smell like white diamonds. I don't wear white diamonds. I never did. I never liked that. But that's what he told me, team member. I know what you're saying. And I bring him cologne from the United States. And he said that. He said they know by the cologne that you wear. They know by the shirts that you wear. They know by the shoes that you wear. That you either have contact with somebody from America or you've been to America. So he's right. They know. They know by the perfume you wear because they know, oh, that's not from there. That's why I always take, when I go, I take perfume as gifts. Because they like that perfume, because they don't have those smells. They don't have those scents in there. Age after a certain point, you can become an honorary man. Age after a certain point, you can become, I don't ever want to be an honorary man. I'm cool on that. We chase them because they are diaspora. Is that choose? We choose them because they are diaspora. We wanted to support people as well as stay somewhere for the first time that was comfortable, AC, and walking distance from the beach. So what about them? Did they tell you that it's not safe for you all to move around like that alone? Did they tell y'all that you should have somebody accompany y'all? Because the videos I seen y'all walking by yourself. Is it free to speak to the owner? He said it was free to speak to the owner. We pay $0. It's God, I guess. We are very honest with people. We are not afraid to speak. Yeah, but that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. So it's just so, and I've been to Africa, I'm sorry, 14 times now, 13, y'all, 14, I can't remember. But that's just hard for me. And I studied it when I was at the university. Studied it. I got 2 history degrees. And none of the history over there, none of it tells me, and none of the visits, none of the experience I have tell me that. They tell me, okay, they'll give you the hookup sometime. But most of the time, they're not. Most of the time, they're going to try to get you because they figure you got something they want, and that's your money. So to put this out there like, oh, they're just giving us the hookup and they just like us. No, I'm sure they like me too. But honey, they will overcharge me in a minute. PVTV Gambia, how did you get so close with the owner getting out of it? That's why your fees are high. So she says, how did you get close with the owner? All right, yeah. So how did you get close with the owner? What is the owner getting out of it? So to tell us that the owner is getting nothing out of it, that's kind of hard for us to believe. Also, because that just doesn't sound right. Because why? That's not how business works. That's not how collaborations work. Collaborations work. We both get something. Now, we both win. So what is the owner winning? Is that why your fees are high? Because you're collaborating with other people. Because honestly, your fees are Hi, sweetie. And I'm telling you the truth. I'm going to tell, like my grandma said, I'm going to tell you what God loves, and that's the truth. And especially for you not to have experience like that. You know, you don't have to, I mean, you all don't have the experience to charge what you're charging. And I'm just wondering, you know, why are you charging that much? Like, can you please explain that? We want to understand what's going on, because let me show you. I'm going to look at Dinah Samir. Remember, I did him. Someone wrote me about Dinah Samir. Let me show y'all who I'm talking about. Okay, search for Yahoo. All right, they wrote me about him. They said his fees were just out of control. All right, there is a video on my channel about this. All right, so Dinah Samir, he's the type of dude you can write him. Dinah will reply right away. All right, so this is him. So I wrote him, which I have been talking to Dinah off and on for years. Okay, so but still, if somebody write me and say you a scammer, I'm gonna check it out. So they told me Dinah was a scammer. I said, okay, well, he was scamming with his tours, right? Dinah does tours also, but Dinah has been doing Africa. Oh my God. Like, this man got me started on, like, I started studying it in school, West African spirituality, because to study West Africa, you have to study the spiritual part of Africa, because spirituality is central to who West Africans are. Okay. So when I saw Dinah Samir was the first person I saw really like really going after this West African spirituality and trying to figure it out and like sharing it with us. Okay. And his tours went up a lot. They didn't used to be this much, but they went up a lot, but that's because everything went up. All right. Everything has gone up. So his tours, this is to South Africa. So let's look at this one. Okay. So, but he, like I said, he's been doing this forever. He's been on this spiritual quest and like introducing us to different parts of Africa, taking us all over Africa, introducing us to different people, to different culture, to Ifa. He has really, really exposed Ifa for what Ifa really is. And I'm not saying expose it in a bad way, but he exposed it for what it really is. It's a traditional belief system. Okay. And he's the one who talked about that. He's the one who got that message out. So then he starts doing these tours. He didn't start off doing this, y'all. Yeah, I don't know what that is. He didn't start off doing, oh, Walmart. There's another delivery coming. He didn't start off doing that, y'all. He started off just talking about his own, experience. See, he just talked about his own experience, sharing with us what he learned. Like, it was really interesting. If you can, go back through his channel and just go through his videos, okay? And he, like, this is culture. This is the Oshun Festival. And he takes you to cultural stuff. Like, you experience, like, real traditional cultural stuff. Dinah takes you to the palace, right? You get to meet the kings and the queens. You get to go places. Look at this. You get to go play, like the average West African Nigerian has never even been to this, has never been to the Oshun Festival. So all of what Dinah is doing, like, this is deep, deep, deep stuff. All right. Like, this is just not no regular, ordinary tour. Okay, like this is, I'll guarantee you, this is a king and this is a palace that they at. Yeah, I told you. They stopped at the palace today. I think it's called a Warri. Yeah, I told you they went to the palace. I could tell. Every Nigerian cannot just wake up and go to the palace. Okay, you can't do that. You gotta have a hookup. Dinah's got the hookup. The hookup is Dinah went there. When he went there, he was on this mission. This prince, this king saw Dinus. He was like, Dinus looked like my cousin. So he knew, the king knew he had cousins that were gone to America. All right. So he said, Dinus is my son. I adopt Dinus as my son. So Dinus gets adopted as this man's son. All right. So now Dinus becomes a prince. All right. So he's adopted to this family. So everything this family is entitled to, Dinus Amir is entitled to. All right. And that's just everything. So this going to the prince, I guarantee you PVTV cannot take you to the prince, to the palace. They can't do that because you got to know somebody. You got to be in the family. You got to be in the circle. Dinus is in the circle. All right. So his tours are a little different. All right. And I'm showing you, this is Dinus Amir. This is one of his tours. This is with the flight. So with the flight is $5,000, $5,500. Without the flight is $4,500. So the flight is only $1,000. Okay. And this includes your stay. This includes your food. This includes, they give you an outfit. I think it was 2 meals a day. Morning, it was breakfast. And then it was, what was the other one? It was breakfast. Then it was dinner. No, it was breakfast and lunch, and dinner was on your own. And a lot of people would just go out at dinner time. So, you know, Dinus used to be an athlete when he was in school, when he was at the university. So this is him. You know, Dinus doesn't live off of these tours. Dinus is a realist. He has a real estate license. He sells real estate. So he doesn't need to live off of this. So he's not trying to scam you. He's trying to take you around and connect you with your culture. And with his background, I say, you know, he can do that. Okay. You know, and like I said, I even did I did a price comparison of his tours, and there was no scam here. There was no scam here. None whatsoever. Everything you get was so worth it. See, here it is. You get the flight, $2,500 deposit. This is $5,000. Then you owe $2,500. All right. Transportation. So you get transportation, you get hotel accommodations, you get breakfast, lunch, and more, because he takes you on these tourist attractions. Well, they're not tourist attractions. They're like cultural things. Like he'll take you to get palm wine. Like, remember when I went to get the palm wine? Everybody just can't go get the palm wine. You got to know the palm wine tapper. The palm wine tapper is just not out in the open like that. No, you got to know where to go. You got to know the hookup. So Dinus knows all the hookups. So he exposes you to the cultural side of these tours. Okay. And again, these are his prices, which I think these prices are well worth it. I haven't got a complaint. No complaints. I think you get water. I think the complaint that we got, we did a show on it. Again, if you want to see it, it is on my channel. You can go on my channel. You can check it out. But yeah, this is his tours. All right. And again, Dinus has years and years and years and years of experience going back and forth to Africa, traveling on his own. He's not eating off these tours. He is eating off his, you know, he has, like I said, he does something else. He has other real jobs. He goes to different places. All right. So see, he offers you different experiences. So that's his prices. And that's Dinus Amir's tours. All right. So let me go to your comments. The bumpsters learn American English in the midnight hour. Africa it's pay to play society. Everything is better with the little grease, and he ain't lying. He is not lying. You have to put the grease in your money, in your budget, because I'm not waiting. And whatever it costs, I don't care. Is it extra? Let me pay the extra. Let me pay the extra. Let me get it over with, because I want what I want, you know, and I don't want nobody to stop me. I don't want any problems. I don't want anybody to tell me I can't do what I'm trying to do. I don't want that. So, you know, I'll just pay. I'll just pay it. So PBT said the owner has his standards rates. he makes his money normally from renting. If we bring more customers, that benefit. So he's making nothing extra. Now that doesn't sound right, PVTV. That no businessman would do that. No collaboration is going to do that, because what am I getting? I'm not getting. What am I getting? You just bringing me extra people. You're bringing me extra people, but I'm not getting anything extra from it. I'm getting the money that they're paying to stay there, right? But where's my and here's my deal here and here's extra what you get for doing it. That's the question. So you're saying they don't get nothing. Our price is based on an all-exclusive package that you are not getting here right now. But on Diners, you are. Diners Amir tours, you get, it's the same. It is actually the same as yours, except you can include the price. You pay $1,000 more, and your flight is included in that. And again, he takes you to several places. There's 2 meals included in that. So yes, his tours are all inclusive. And he's been doing this for years. And before he started doing this, he had this I don't know, this wealth of experience just from going to get to to Nigeria, trying to discover who he is, so it was just this it's just a whole different experience to me. She says she loves Super Shorty's English. Hey, Chill Neil. How you doing, sweetie? Super Shorty's English is horrible. Amadou Diallo's story, it was so sad, Debo said. It sure was. They gave the family a civil settlement, but no. I was so disturbed by that. Do you know I made black ribbons because I was at the university then, and I made black ribbons, and I gave them. And do you know all of my black friends wore those ribbons? And one of them was a doctor, and he wore it to work. And he asked me, he said, now tell me again, what is it for? In case people ask me. And I said, it's to stand up for Amadou Diallo. And he said, okay, all of us. And this was a predominantly white university that we went to. When we were there, it was less than 1% black anything. Okay, black, African, anything, less than 1%. So we walked around with our black ribbons on proudly because that was wrong. And he probably didn't understand what they were saying. He pulling out his wallet, and this man, when I found out, when they said this man had shots in the bottom of his feet, I cried. I said, this is horrible. Who would do this to somebody? And then I said, what about his family? They come here thinking, oh, this is the land of the best place ever. And look what happened. Their son shot down, worse than a dog. I think that boy had 40-something gunshot wounds. And some of them were in the bottom of his feet, which means he was laying down on the ground. Wow. People change you based on what they think you can charge you. Yes, based on what they think you can afford. And that is very true. PBT, keep explaining. They will either understand or they won't. Sometimes you won't have, sometimes what you have ain't for everyone. No, it's not. My husband always argues with them about prices in English. Yes. And all the local languages until they bring that. See, exactly. Because that's what you have to do. So her husband doing the same thing, my husband doing the same thing, but you're telling us they're just giving you the hookup because they like us. They like y'all. And they clearly know y'all two are in America. They know that y'all from America. So let me show y'all this other video. All right, so that's them when they first went there, okay? So the fact that they have very little international travel experience, that's something concerning me. All right, because you got to be experienced with this international game to really understand how the game is played, because it's a game. It's a game, and it's being played on you, okay? It's being played on us. So we got to understand it, and it's being played on them. It's being played on the repass, big time, big time. It's being played on all of them. So my question is, how do you do business in countries where you may not truly understand the social and cultural norms? And see, in countries like Africa, it is imperative that you understand the social and the cultural norms. It's not like here. See, business here is business. There's the business norm. The professionalism. When you go to work, you become somebody else. When I come to go to work, I'm Miss B. Miss B is completely different. Miss B is a character that I play. All right. So Miss B is the character at school. All right. When Miss B is out of school, she leave Miss B at school. All right. She don't pick Miss B back up until she go back to the school. All right. Then she becomes who she is, which is who I am, which is Kiki. All right. So Kiki's social norms are completely different than Miss B's social norms. Because Miss B is in a professional business environment, so she can't have the same social norms as Kiki would. As Kiki is on her own, this is who Kiki is. This is Kiki's professional life. This is what she is about as a person. You see what I mean? It's different. It is completely different. Completely different. So let's look at this one. All right. Now, oops. So that's why people study international business. People study international business because you got to understand the international business is different than regular business. Everything is different about that. Every single thing is different about it. So, now they leased land. Okay, let me go. Also, one thing they did when they got there, they leased land in the Gambia. All right. So it seemed like I remember them saying that they didn't lease any land. It seemed like I remember them saying that they don't own anything and they don't lease any land. But I found a video that says that week, well, I'm not going to say that week, but that time they were there, that they did lease. So let me pull this up. Look at this real quick. So hold on 1 second. I'm going to put it on so y'all can see it. So we bought land in the Gambia.
Guys, as you can see, we are on our land. We were able to do what we wanted to do, what we were trying to do. And it feels good. It feels good. It feels really good. We feel accomplished. This is just like a short little clip of us walking on the land. This is the second trip that we took to the land. The first trip that we took to the land, everything was just grass and trees, and it was too thick for us to safely walk through. The first week that we were there, but the second week they started to, pave the way, pave the ground, get the grass up. They kept some of the trees because a lot of people purchasing the land were like, and us too, we want the trees. We want to keep the trees on our property. We want the trees. So you'll see a few trees just straggling by, but they pretty much did everything. And this, they went behind this and did another sweep of the land.
Now remember,
But we didn't get
I
to
thought they told
use
us they
that
didn't own
one while
nothing
we were
there.
there.
They didn't own no
But yeah, I
house. They didn't
didn't
own no
want
property,
to
nothing.
put anybody's face on the camera, so I kind of just stuck to the ground. But yes, y'all, we got so very very blessed on this trip to Africa. It just was the thing that we needed to seal the deal. I guess I don't even know what more we could have asked for. We could not have asked for more on this trip to positively impact us. This was a great trip. It was eye-opening. We learned so much that we could in that 2 weeks about the culture, about the way that the government works, business. What we could learn, we did. We don't know everything. We'll be living there and still won't know everything. But we learned a lot because we went to learn. It was very much a business trip, and we very much got business done.
So how did you learn it? How did you learn it? Did you meet with government officials? And how did you arrange that? Tell us the logistics of all of this. So you met with people there, you arranged meetings, to meet with some business people. I know you met with the ICE people, but how did you arrange all of this? Because did you do all this on your own, or did the Happy Companion help you? Or did the family shush help you? Or did any other repats help you? How did you arrange all of this? Because this is a lot for somebody to do on their own.
You can see they are just cleaning up the land. We were able to be there and witness that and get some footage of it. It was really nice. Just to see how much progress from the first week to the second week. Everything you do me, I plots of land that were all plots of land were.
This is what I want y'all to pay attention to. They didn't even see this land, it sounds like, before they bought it. I guess it was too messed up, too much weeds or whatever was on it. They couldn't see it. So they went and showed them somebody else's land and what it would look like. So check this out and tell me if that's what they're saying here. Because why would you buy land that you haven't even seen?
Plots of land that were already sectioned off. We wanted to see, so we ended up being able to afford 4 plots of land, each plot being 20 by 20, and we wanted to see what our land looked like. And because they hadn't played,
she said they bought 4 plots of land. They leased 4 plots of land. But I remember in a video they said they don't own anything. Now, PVTV, am I wrong? Did you not say that? Did I get it wrong? I could have got it wrong because I listened to a lot of videos. So tell me, did I get it wrong? Did you guys not say that? Did you guys say that you don't own anything? And if you did say that, can you explain to me why are you saying in this video that you bought 4 pieces of land, 4 plots of land?
The plot sizes down yet. They were still just clearing it. They took us to somewhere where those 4 plots were bricked off or walled off, and we just were able to see with this plot and that plot right beside it. Those are 4 plots together, so we were able to see what our plot of land would look like. So that's where we're going to look, and it's a pretty decent
size.
So
they didn't see it. They saw somebody else's land. They didn't see theirs. They saw somebody else's, and they bought their land like that. So my question to you, PVTV, is if somebody, so would you advise people to buy land like that, to lease land? Would you advise them to lease land that they've never seen before, like the way you guys did, how you went on there and you saw somebody else's land, but you bought it anyway? Leased it anyway? Would you recommend, is that what you recommend that people do?
Plot of land, and we actually got so lucky, y'all, because the day they told us, when we came back out to view the land, she told us the day after we purchased our land, the value of the land raised. So we paid 55,000 Dalasi for 1 plot of land. If we would have waited just a day, if we would have second guessed ourselves anything.
So she said she paid 55,000 Dalasi for 1 plot of land. All right, so they times that times 4. Wow. So they had a lot of money when they went to the Gambia. So then my question becomes, where did you guys get this income from? This type of money from? I'm not trying to be nosy, but, That's a lot of money. Hold on, let me just add that up real quick, because that takes money to do that. And what were you guys? I mean, how did you finance yourself? Like, how did you finance your trip? Like, most people tell us how they make money. Like, Ghana Bound tells us he get his retirement check from the Army. All right, he get his money from the Army. All right, that's how he get money. Happy Companion, he tell us how he get money. He get money because he retired too. He get a check too. All right, that's how he get money. What's the other one name? Go Black to Africa. He tell us the same thing. He get his little money too. All right, but people who don't tell us how they get their money, who keep it mysterious, they usually be the scammers. They can't even explain to us how they get money. So that's why we were just asking, because the people who usually can't explain to us how they get money and how they do what they do, they usually end up being they usually are scamming us to sustain their lifestyle. So I'm just curious, how did you get money to make this purchase of 4 plots of land for $55,000 Dalasi, which is $14,000? How did you guys get that type of money? And you couldn't afford a house, because remember you said you guys were living in a tent in the United States, and that's $56,000, $56,000 for that land. 14,000 times 4 plots of land is $56,000. But you guys didn't have money to live in a house. You guys you were living in a tent. And remember, you said you built a tiny house, but it looked like a shed. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just trying to save you a lot of heartache, because somebody's going to ask you these questions. Somebody's going to come on here, and the same questions I'm asking you, they're going to ask me. Because this community has been scammed by so many people, it's unbelievable. So you're dealing with people who have been jaded. So they want to know, are you trying to live off of us? Or do you have this secret money that we don't know anything about? Because $56,000, that's a lot of money. And you had to have more than that, because you paid that and then you continue to be there. So can you explain to us how you guys came up, are doing this financially?
We would have had to pay $100,000 Dalasi for 1 plot. So that's just, if that don't tell y'all to get up and go, get up and move, get up and make that decision, that was a sign for me right there. And I'm so glad that we did, because look at what we have. Look at what we have. Land. Ours. Nobody can take that from us. And then we were in here and we saw some cute little goats. It was a cute little baby goat that you're gonna get to see in here. And I have never really just been up close to baby goats. I was so excited. And I wanted to touch them, but I was very scared because I didn't know if, because do goats attack you? And they kept saying, oh, no, it's a goat. It's a goat. It's not going to attack you. But I wasn't taking too many chances. So I just got as close as I could.
Okay. So that's a big thing right there. No matter how small y'all think that is. But if she doesn't even know whether the goats will attack you, how are these people going to truly advise you on making an international deal, like building a house in the Gambia? How? That's why I'm confused. I'm really confused, y'all. I'm confused if they're just young and and you know how when you're young, you have all these grand ideas. I remember when I was in Cameroon and I was telling my mom in Cameroon that how I wanted to be a member of the government and I wanted to change all these policies in Cameroon, and I wanted to come back and I wanted to live there and marry a man there, and then I would become a member of the parliament, and how I would just change, stop France from taking our money and blah, blah. And, she'd set, and she was a member of the parliament. And I sat there She sat there and she listened to everything I said. And she said, the first thing about what you're saying is whenever you're going to try to separate yourself from your former colonial power, they're going to start a revolution in your country. And nobody wants a revolution. Okay. The second thing she said to me, and she smiled, and I could see her face right now. And she patted me on my thigh while she was saying it. You know how your grandma will pat you on your thigh when you're talking crazy and she don't want to tell you that you sound like a fool. That's how she was patting me. Like, you sound like a fool. She just said, and for the other stuff, she said, you just wait. Wait till you get older before you run for any office. Wait till, while she patting my knee, wait till you get older. Wait till you mature just a little bit more. Because she knew the ideals were crazy. She knew those ideals were going to get you KILLED right away. She knew they were young, novice, crazy ideals. But when you're young, you think you can do everything. You think it's life without limits. And that's good to a certain point. But you got to remember that at certain points in life, you always got to pump your brakes. Not slam on your brakes, because then you're going to skid and you might crash. Pump your brakes. That means let me slow down a little bit. Let me slow down. Pay attention to my surroundings. See what messages my surroundings are sending me. But y'all just jumped right into the flame, right into the fire, and telling us to come on, jump in too. And we said, wait a minute. What's your experience managing fires before y'all call us to jump in the fire? Now, and is y'all calling us to jump in the fire because y'all don't want to be hot no more? Or is y'all calling us to jump in the fire because y'all feel like the fire is the best place for us? And this is just the reality. And I'm just being who I am. I'm a very open, honest person. Like my grandma taught me, she always said, we shoot straight from the hip. Shoot straight from the hip. It took me a long time to understand what shoot straight from the hip meant. Until I watched the Westerns. And if you watch the Westerns, you know. If you grew up watching Westerns, you know what shoot straight from the hip means. And that means she meant just tell it like it is. That way people don't get lost. That way people don't take you wrong. That way people don't misunderstand. And I don't want you to misunderstand. We want to know, what experience do you all have? Because this, what you're telling us, sounds like a fairy tale. Like these people are just being nice to you because you're young. When we know everything in African culture tells us otherwise. Everything tells us otherwise. African culture, the African goddess just told you, a woman don't even get respected to do business till after she done hit menopause. Till after she done hit menopause. And she from there. But don't nobody respect her until to do business as a serious businesswoman till after she hits menopause. Now you want us to believe that they respect y'all because y'all young, when that goes against everything that their social and cultural norms say. Chinua Achebe even wrote a book about it. He even wrote a book about it. That's a big issue there. Young people getting their access to opportunities because they're not truly respected until they're about 40 years old. Then they're considered a grown man. And then, okay, we can do business with you. You're going to get it respected. Like Super Shorty, they don't respect him. They overcharge him and Kenza all the time because he's a nobody. He's a boy. He's a small boy. So they don't respect age. They don't respect youth like that. So, but you come and telling us that they do. This comment says it right here. The only time I worry about being overcharged is for my transportation business. And you should. And you should. But we have a great team. Great team has nothing to do with greed and the reality of situations. So that's, again, a novice thinking. They're not going to overcharge me, but they'll overcharge their family members. They'll overcharge their mother. They'll overcharge their brother, but they're not going to overcharge me. Why? What makes you all so special that they won't overcharge you? Please explain it to us. I only have to step in when needed. So you just let them run the business. See what I mean? I don't know anybody who does that. Even Gambians don't do business hands off with Gambians because they know that's a sure way for your business to be destroyed. My friend John from our Fulfillment of Our Soul, he had a transportation business. He had a restaurant business. What other business did he have? Yeah, he had a washing business. I forget. Will you spray down houses? Pressure washing business. John told me he invested over $80,000, and not one of them businesses worked. And I said, why? He said, because they don't have the same work ethic that we do. They don't have a business-minded work ethic, the people he was dealing with. So he lost his money. But you presenting the picture that's you're respected because you're a young diaspora and they happy to see y'all. So they get y'all to hook up when everything is telling us otherwise. So if you can answer those questions, I'd appreciate that. Not even the market woman told me she can tell. Wait a minute, I can't see that. Not even that market woman told me she can tell by your skin if you're sleeping under AC. See? And that's how they know. And I know they do, because you're not all hot and dried up, honey, and looking all oh, God, you are so right. You're right. Your skin don't look messed up like that. Wow. I didn't even think about that. That's how he know. That's how they know about him. That's why he get the overcharge instantly. And he be looking at them. He be telling me, babe, I be looking at them like, what? Then he said, you know me, I have to tell them off and tell them no. He said, I just tell them, no, I'm not paying that. Tell me the real price, because I'm not paying that price. And you're right. Wow. That's really interesting. Yes, but they're going to do that to them, but they're not going to do that to y'all? No, sir. No, sir. We can't believe that one. Nah. Excuse me, y'all. We can't believe that one. They got it all figured out so fast. And that was another thing. How do you figure it all out that fast? How? How do you figure it all out that fast? You can't even figure yourself out that fast. You don't even know yourself until you get about 40 years old. It takes you that long to discover who you truly are. So how? Your brain don't even fully develop until you're 25. So after you get a fully developed brain at 25, then you got to start the process of growing up. So these are the questions people are going to ask you, and you've got to understand that. Nobody's trying to be funny. Nobody's trying to be disrespectful. As you see, you started this in July. They came to me by July 31st. I had emails about you. Emails. And now I'm getting even more. So this isn't me. This is what the community is saying. These are the questions that the community members are asking. You're asking us to do business with you. You're coming to us saying, I want your business. And we're saying, well, this is what, for our business, this is what we want to know. We want to know, because we've been scammed too many times. We've been scammed, shim, sham, flim, flam, done up, done amok. Too many times. Bamboozled everything. Too many times. Too many times. But people who called us family and told us they loved us. So too many times. So it's hard for us just to believe what y'all saying. That's hard for us. Especially these fantasy tales, these kumbaya. I'm not saying you're lying, but they're kumbaya tales to me. That's the only way I can describe them. Because I've been to Africa too many times. And I know how it goes down there. I know exactly how it. I studied it. I have friends from all over. And I've been there 12, 13, has it 13, 12? I don't even know. I don't even know. 12, 13 times. This is not the reality of the Africa that I've studied and that I've experienced 14 times, 13, 14. I don't know. 12, 13, 14. I don't remember. It's been so many times. But this is not the Africa that I know. This is not the Africa that I studied. It's not. So this experience you're having, this is not the experience that that the normal person is going to have there. Just don't come a begging if it falls apart. Or call people haters when they say that they're scammed. Yes, because that's what these people are saying. They feel like you guys are scammers because you guys aren't being honest with people. Team member says, I don't even talk when I am with my people at the market. We get overcharged more even because I am with them. I'm not going with them. I don't do that because I know that's what it's going to be. You know, but at the grocery store, I'll go to like Maroons because the price is the price. You know what I mean? The price is the price at Maroons. At the stores where the price is the price, you know, I'm going to go in. But the markets, no, honey, bye. Bye. And now I'm not going to even go to them because now guess what I found out? I told y'all, I found out that they said, I was looking to see if it's local, if those resorts source their vegetables, excuse me, their produce from local farmers. They said no, they do not. And you know why? Because local farmers sometimes will use human waste as fertilizer. I didn't say that, people. Google it. Google it if you think I'm lying. Human waste. An African goddess told us this a long, long time ago. And you know who else told me? Dr. Johnson Mr. Johnson. I don't know if you want me to let y'all know he a doctor. But Dr. Johnson told me a long time ago. And I'm like, ain't nobody doing that. Ain't nobody doing that. But yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And you're not supposed to put raw waste on there, like just chicken poop. No, you're supposed to mix it. Mix it with something to make it fertilizer. Manure, you can't just put raw horse manure, whatever manure they putting on there. You ain't supposed to do it like that. That's how you get sick. So, these are the questions that I have. How are you all doing all of this when everybody else is finding it difficult or to almost impossible? Hey, is that Khalifa? Hey, TNK P&T says, we don't have it all figured out. No one anyway. Hold on, y'all. Let me make this big. I know y'all like, girl, make that big so you can see it. We don't have it all figured out. No one in any country does. We have been here for 2 years with our 2 children. And that's another thing, y'all. They got little kids. And we are willing to listen and learn. We are all equal. They got little kids. So we're all, they young. Young people don't have money like this unless they come from money. I'm just going to keep it real. They don't. Young people don't have money like this unless they come from money. Older people do because they'll have 401ks, they'll have retirement plans. That's why they got the money. Or somebody passed away, left them a big insurance policy, or this could be their situation. Maybe somebody passed away and left them an insurance policy. But where did you get the money from? They might have answered it. I might not have got that far yet. Because I know I'm behind, because I'm breaking it out. Like I said, we're going to dive deep tonight because we have to move on after tonight. With all due respect, you can't tell someone what they can and can't charge. You're exactly right. We can and cannot tell you what you cannot charge, but we can and cannot tell. We can tell you what we will not pay. All right. That's what we will not pay. And without experience, we will not be paying those prices. We will not. We just won't. Maybe some people will, but by and large, you're not going to get business like that. So in essence, we're telling you by not doing business with you what you can and you cannot charge. The market, the people do tell you, I stand corrected. They do tell you what you can and what you cannot charge. Because if you charge too much, the people will speak and the people will not buy it. And then you have to lower the price to meet the market demands. So a businessman knows that he does have to listen to the people because he wants to sell his goods and services. Okay. So I don't know who these people are who want to sell you a service, but they tell you, oh, I can charge you whatever. Yeah, you sure can charge me whatever you want to, but only a fool will do that. Because a fool doesn't know I'm not going to buy it. You can charge me whatever you want to, but I'm not going to buy it. You see what I mean? So when I tell you I'm not going to buy it, by not buying it, I am letting you know what you can charge and what you cannot charge. I'm telling you, you cannot charge that. The market speaks, and the market controls the prices. Plenty of Africans in Gambia can speak out you're trying to say our language, and they are not young. I am talking 50. Okay. They don't have any difficulty understanding you, Khalifa, and you don't have any difficulty understanding them, because I've been there 4 times, and I've been to Africa 12, 13 times, and everybody who speaks English there have difficulty, especially understanding me. And I'll run into difficulty understanding them. And usually the ones who speak fluently, they've been to the United States for quite some time. To present it to our people like you're not going to have problem communicating with people with your North American English accent and language is a lie. And we don't lie to people on this channel. We don't do that. We don't do that. We just don't. No, it's not everyone's experience. It is not everyone's experience, and neither is yours. Neither is yours. But not only am I going by my experience, I'm going by what the university says. I'm going by what academia says. Don't you get it? I told you. I have 2 history degrees where I've studied West Africa history, my region. I think you choose a region. My region was West Africa because you can't just study all of Africa. And then you got to choose a time period. And my time period is the transatlantic slave trade. And if you ask anybody, even Google it, ask the university. If I come from an English-speaking country and I want to go to the United States, to the university, do I have to take a test to prove that I can speak English? They're going to say yes, because we speak North American English. We don't speak British English. So to present it like our English is the norm, that is not true, people. I'm not just talking about my experience. I'm talking about what I know academically, which is documented that says, yes, she knows this. It's documented. All right. And I'm combining that with what have I experienced, because the academics don't know, universities don't know everything, and I don't know everything. So I combined the two. And it's the combination of the two that usually makes what I'm saying correct, not just somebody's opinion. So you must be new. I can change. I can charge. Yeah, you can, but I just explained that. We are not facing, PBT says, thank you, Tim Emmer. We are not forcing anyone. There are a small 3-hour tours people can easily take. Exactly. You're not forcing anybody. And see, that's what I'm saying. That's not a businessman's mindset. That's not. That's like a school mindset. That's like a school. That's how the school would say. We're not forcing you to go here. You're choosing to go here. Because the school know you got to go to school. The law say you got to go to school. So you're going to have to choose school. But nobody's making you go on this tour. Especially when you have Dinah Samir, who's been doing it for years. And it's guaranteed that you're going to have the experience that he says you're going to have. Because I don't know how many people have went on this tour. I don't know how many testimonials I saw. And like I said, you can go through my channel and you can see the video. So see, this is what you have to pay attention. A businessman, that's why education is so important, because a businessman who's educated will know. They're going to know, because market research is crucial to your business plan. You got to do market research, and the market will let you know how much you can charge realistically. I can tell there was no market research done. Because if there was a market research study done, it would let you know you can't charge this population this much, and especially not for this place that you want them to stay. So this isn't a nonprofit. This is a business. You want to make money. You're selling a service. You have to think like a businessman. That's what you got to think like. A businessman would never say that. Never would a businessman say that. Khalifa, you are right. My head manager is 60, perfect English. But that's what I'm saying. So he's had a lot of contact with tourist people. He's had a lot of contact with tourist people. So he's skilled at the overcharge game. Remember, I said that part. I said that part. That part. Why are you having a lot of contact with foreigners? What is your job that makes you have a lot of contact with foreigners? Are you selling them something? Oh, so you're used to overcharging them is how you make your money. And how much is his tours? Well, the one we're talking about is $2,300, and that's the early bird special, and it's $25,000, $25,35, I think. Dinah Samir has adopted some of a Yoruba Oba. You get the difference? Do y'all get the difference? They don't know what an Oba is. That's like a king. All right, like a king. So a king has and that's what I'm telling you. You got to understand the society and the culture there, because the royal families still rule. Even though they have that legal system, the customary law, that's the Obas and the kings and all of that. So Dinah Samir can pretty much do whatever he wants to do. He can go pretty much wherever he wants to go. Now you can pay a little bit more and go with Dinah's, have a real experience that you know is guaranteed, or you could take a chance with a novice who telling you you don't have to pay that. Go someplace else. You see what I mean? A businessman ain't going to do that. He ain't gonna do that. He gonna look at Dynas and say, wait a minute, she keep talking about this Prince Dynas Amir. Let me go look at his tours. What is he offering that I don't have? Because there's obviously something he got that I don't have, because she keep on bringing him up. And it's the experience. It's the years of service. It's the knowledge. It's all of that. It's all of that. $45,000 for 8 days. What a bargain. Okay. His is $25,000 for 8 days. And it's not here to compare the prices, because it's a completely, you get to do more. Dynas takes you places that, you know, you don't get to do, you don't get to go to. They're not public places like the Palace. You think the Palace is open for everybody? No. He's going to take you to festivals, and at the festival, you're going to get a front row seat. You're going to get to see things people ain't never seen. You're going to get to experience things people have never experienced. It's going to be a whole different experience. And for your first time going to Africa, I recommend that you go with him. I really do. I tell people, the prices has gone up. Yeah, everything has gone up. But is it worth it? Doggone it. Yes, it's worth it. Yes, it's worth it. And if I was a single woman, you better believe I would be going. You better believe I would be going on one of them tours. I would go on as many as I possibly can, because I want to experience Africa. And you get to experience the traditional part, and you get to experience the modern part. But you can't compare Dynas Amir to PVTV Gambia. So I don't know why that's funny, because you can't compare you all to him. You just can't. You cannot. You cannot even compare his tours to your tour. So him charging that, I mean, yeah, it's more than you, but it's worth it. I'm not trying to insult you, but I think it's worth it. It's worth it. And you need to go and look on his channel and see how he has all these testimonials of people who've paid that and what they get to experience. They're not staying in some little, we're going to say, they're not staying there. They're staying at nice places. Then they stay at different places. You know, they get the local experience. They get the tourist experience. It's a mixed experience. Y'all's just look like it's just the local experience. And I think $2,500 for, and he's not going to the Gambia. That's what you got to understand. He's not going there. So you can't even really compare the two. They're not on the same level. Well, look through my channel, okay? You can't compare PVTV to Dynas Amir, and that's not what we're talking about tonight. I'm just telling you. There's another that's similar to yours, okay? It sounds just like yours, as a matter of fact, but Dynas offers more experiences, okay? And I think I'd rather go with a prince than, you know, pay that money to be with a prince who I know is going to get me in and out where I need to go. They go on a nice bus. It's air conditioned. They get water. They get drinks, you know. They get all of that. I ran an 18-room boutique in Jamaica for a few months to help a friend. They weren't getting their money worth. It was HE double hockey sticks. Honey, I believe it. Paid armed security is $300 a day. 300 USD or Naira. Which one? Right. It's 300 a day. I'm sorry. African Goddess, we have paid security as well. We have nights where they will go out on the town. We have, how are you getting money to pay the security? And who is to pay security? The police? Who is to pay security? And how do you pay them? Where are you getting all this money from? Y'all, if I've missed it, tell me. Did he tell me already and I missed it? We have nights where they go, okay, yeah. 150 USD per guard with long guns. So y'all paying 150 USD per guard? And y'all got 2 little kids? Oh, that's not y'all, that's Ghana. Just trying to get the trash picked up was a nightmare. Washing lines, there's a lot to do to it. I'm sure it is, honey. Oh yeah, hold on. My computer going dead. Hold on. Well, why isn't it charging? Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure this is plugged up before we don't have no power in a minute. Okay, came back on. All right. We in action now. All right, let's see. So we're going to go now and look at, I'm speaking on the Gambia. They're not doing this in the Gambia. We are one of the first, if not the first. That's because he just don't go to the Gambia. He just doesn't go. He goes all over. So the Gambia, yeah. But Gambia, I mean, Gambia isn't actually like a happening spot for real. You know what I mean? People go there for certain things. I know there's a lot of people who go there for the sex tourism. A lot of people go there for that. And let's keep that a buck because it's true. And you can see it when you get there. Then there's a lot of people who go there who these Pan-Africans who go there. Then there's a lot of these people who are in this spiritual stuff who don't know what they're doing. I call them TikTok witches. It's a lot of TikTok witches over there who think they know Ifa, but they don't know Ifa. They're mixing Ifa with Mami Wata. They're mixing it with Christianity. They're mixing it with everything, with voodoo. You know, they don't know what they're doing. I noticed that it's a population of people like that over there. It's only certain people that are going to go to the Gambia. They made this lie that it was cheap, but it is not cheap. So who are you? And that's how another way I know you guys have not really done any research, because when you do your market research, you're going to be able to define your target population, and you're going to know how much your target population is willing to spend, because the target population in the Gambia are elderly people. Those are elderly people. So you're targeting elderly people. You would know how much they're going to pay, and they're not going to pay that. So you should adjust your prices, not say they don't have to come. Okay. I was doing laundry at 4 a.m. trying to keep 15 rooms happy. Housekeeping is, see, look at that. Oh, Dinah Samir is the best in the game. Exactly. 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 Because I searched high and low for complaints. And I put it out there. Y'all know when I put it out there, people come running like roaches out the woodwork. Nothing. One person who asked me to do the show about him. One person. Yep. So that's what I'm saying. I've researched somebody who was accused of scamming doing this. So I know how much this person puts into their tours. And I know what you get out of the tours. Do y'all get people outfits? Because see, at the end of the tour, Dinah's gives you an outfit, a traditional outfit. So they're all dressed alike in these traditional outfits. Do y'all do that? No, y'all don't do that. Family, if you don't understand how to do business abroad, please try to partner with the local. Exactly. But why would you be trying to do business abroad and you don't know what you're doing? And then you're going to partner with the local. So you're really going to, and see, this is what I'm saying. Oh, Lord. You're really going to get taken advantage of because you don't know what you're doing and you're depending on the local who don't care nothing about you for real. Why would they care about you like that? That they're gonna look out for you to sacrifice themselves. Why wouldn't they try to come up off of you? Because that's what life is about over there, the come up. So you think they're not going to sacrifice you? They love you so much? That's such a lie. That's such a lie. So if you don't know what you're doing, you better not do it. Period. You better not do it. Don't you depend on nobody else, especially a local from the Gambia, to tell you how to run your business. Oh, wow. That will take you far. That's not going to take you far and beyond. That's going to break you. That's going to break you. Look at Black Acres of the Gambia. How many times they've been broke down by locals. Locals they trusted to do business for them. Every time you turn around, they got to take them to court because they done did the house, they done did the fence, they done did everything. The chicken house, everything. And they depended on locals to tell them what's going on. Because Black Acres don't speak Wolof. They speak Wolof. Now, but the ones y'all know and the ones y'all deal with speak this perfect English, but Black Acres done been in C4 for 8 years. Been in Gambia for 8 years. They ain't ran into them Gambians that speak perfect English like y'all. Y'all need to send them to Black Acres way because Black Acres need them because Black Acres keep getting scammed left, right, and center. Then they got to come back and scam us. So do me a favor and send them good speaking North American good speaking Gambians Black Acres way. All right. Like someone said, it's not what but who you know. Exactly. So how do you know anybody when you've only been there, what did you say, 2-3 years, and none of y'all is Gambian? You ain't Gambian. Your wife ain't Gambian. Y'all 2 Black Americans. But y'all getting the hookup left, right, and center. Why? Why? The question then becomes, why? Why? Why would they be just doing that for y'all? And what you're saying is because they respect youth. They respect y'all because y'all young, but they don't respect their own people because they're young. So make that make sense. If you don't understand cultural norms, speak at least a bit of the language, you're going to struggle. Exactly. You can't depend on them. That sounds ridiculous. You're going to struggle big time. You're going to be taken advantage of big time. Thank you for standing up for your business. Opinions are like, really? But you shouldn't be listening to team member, honey, because the opinions on here are the people you want to invest in your business. See, this is how I know you're not, I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, honey. Please don't take me wrong. Please don't take me wrong. But honey, I'm just telling you the truth. Look at this as market research. I'm doing a free market research study for you. Okay, that's what I'm doing. A free market research study. And I got the degrees and the documents to prove that I can do market research studies. Okay, so let me tell you, you have to care about the people you're selling your product to. Okay, you have to care about them because believe it or not, what he just said, this person you're agreeing with, he's basically telling you to forget what your target people want. They're not going to come to you just because you offering them a service. They can go, why would they come to you when they feel like they obviously feel like you're overcharging them because they contacted me. That should be your first concern. Why would they contact her? She talk about scammers. So you should be concerned that these people feel like you are scamming them or that you're scamming the community. But you're saying, I don't care. In essence, you're saying, I don't care. I'm charging what I'm charging. If they don't like the price, don't pay the price. And I'm saying, that's not how we do business. That's not how we do business. That's not how any true businessman does business. That's why there's a field called international business, because the rules are different. Like I told you, in like Japan, Africa, all them cultures, you give people money when you want to do business with them. Here, we call that a bribe. But there, that's not a bribe. That's a gift. You're rude if you don't give them a gift and you want to do business with them. But here, that's a bribe. You see what I mean? You got to understand that. You got to understand the cultural differences in business. If you don't, you're doomed to fail. So listening to him, you're doomed to fail, because you're basically sticking your middle finger up at the people you saying, come on this tour. And they're saying, no, we think you a scammer. We're contacting Kiki. 2 people. And now the wife done contacted me. The wife done made a whole video about it. We're going to get to that. We getting to it. We getting to it. We getting to it. So I would be concerned. Not on here saying, you know, if you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. What kind of business is that? I would prepare to stay on property or very close. If it was me, you will be needed to organize and oversee on the spot. Yeah, because they're going to have all kind of problems, especially out at that place. Gambia, PVT Gambia transport is one of the most difficult businesses to do. Tried it before. It did not work for me. Too much hassle. Exactly. But he's telling us it was easy. He's making so much money from it. And I told you, John tried it. John was just, it was get too much game playing. Too much game playing. Too much. John even came up with a formula of how they were going to do things to make sure that the cars were kept up, to make sure people made money, to make sure he got his money. None of that was followed through upon. None of it. It's funny because at PVTV is listening and responding. No, it ain't funny. It's good he doing that. It's not easy, but coming from America, you have to have thick skin. My wife and kids are asleep. It's 11 p.m. here in the Gambia, but I'm accounting and Kiki's video to watch. Okay. What are your attractions in the Gambia? Yeah. Because I heard Crocodile Park, bird watching stuff, and the cultural stuff. What does that mean? How do we put a price on that? What exactly is that? Like Dinus will say the Oshun Festival. We know what that is. We can go look that up. Oh, there is an Oshun Festival. So what is it? What is the cultural attractions? What are those? And the soul cleansing, spirit cleansing, what is that stuff? How do you know they even want that? Did you do a market study to ask people what do they want to do? Did you do that? How did you come up with this stuff? We stated as diaspora, we opened nothing, and you started when you was in the diaspora, but you opened nothing in the Gambia that we don't have. What? Oh, he said when they said we don't ask for, we open nothing in the Gambia. What does that mean? We open nothing. I thought you said you own nothing, because you said a house. I thought you said land. I thought you said all that stuff. Your wife started naming stuff after that. So I don't believe she said open nothing. What does that mean? Open nothing. No, I don't recall it like that. We purchased land. Maybe I was wrong, but I don't recall it like that. We purchased land on our first trip here. Yeah, I showed the video of that. All right, so see, listen to him. Keep listening to him, and you're not going to have nobody go on that trip after this series. I'm telling you. Keep on listening to him and keep responding the way he's telling you to respond. Yeah. Because he just comes on here to play the devil's advocate, okay? He don't really care for real. So he just laughing at you. He like, oh, he responding to me. Oh, he know what's going to happen. He know nobody gonna go. He know that. So after they bought the land, wait, where was I at? We talked about the leased land. Did we talk about the leased land, y'all? Let me see if I talked about this video. Okay, let me see if I talked about this one. Yeah, we did about this one, 3 minutes and 38. This is okay, I showed this one. Okay, we bought land when we was in Africa. I showed y'all that one. Now, I want y'all to see, they went after that, they continued to talk to people about relocating to Africa. They went, I think this is when they're back. This is when they're back home in this is when they were back home in the States. Okay, and they really were promoting Africa then, okay? And one of the things they started doing was going on walks to kind of, you know, get their family ready for this transition to Africa, because in Africa, you know, I guess you could walk more. And the first time I went, I walked more, but that's because I was with the university. But after that, I wasn't walking like that. You know, grown-ups don't walk like that. You know, I just don't, I'm not walking like that. It's too hot. I might walk to the corner store, but as for walking around and getting on, I guess they call it the trotro. I don't even know what they call it in the Gambia, because I don't ride that. You know, I rode it once when I went to Nigeria, and I was like, oh no, I can't be doing this. No, this is too close to people. This is just too much. So no. And then you got to jump on and jump off. So I don't do public transport at all. And this walking around stuff, I don't do that unless I'm walking like, you know, how you walk, you know, when you on the strip. That's about it, walking for me. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me turn it on. So now they're talking about, they're doing this video series about them moving away, going to Gambia. Okay, they're doing a series, and they're, oh, I didn't share it, and they're getting ready, and they want everybody to get ready with them. And let me share. And this is one of the videos. And, you know, just after one visit, they are ready for everybody to come to Africa, to Gambia. I'm sorry, not Africa, to come to Gambia. All right. And this is one of their videos, their countdown videos that they're doing. This is the land that they live on. Now, let me give you some background on where they live. I think this is really cool. I don't know if this is the girl's family, his wife's family, or his family, but they own a big, huge piece of land. Okay. And family members live out there, like on this land. It's undeveloped. It's like raw land though, but they got some places that are carved out where you can, you know, I guess if you fall on hard times, you know, you can go out there and live. One of the cousins has taken a trailer out there. So when they said they were going to live in a tent, it wasn't just in the woods. No, it was on their family's land. Although it was out in the wild, I'm going to show it to y'all in the video. This is where these people are coming from. Okay. This is their background. This is how they were living. This is how they were functioning before they went to Gambia. And now they're this international, this is who they are. They're these international tourist people. They're all of this. But again, where's the experience? I don't even see it when they were back in Arkansas. They're from Little Rock, Arkansas. Okay. So I don't see it there. I thought there was going to be like, I think they said they have done construction before, but what I see looked like a shed. And I don't know if he built that, or he said he built it, but I don't know if I don't know. He said he built it. So we're going to go with what he said. Okay. So it looks like a shed that they're living in. And now they're in Africa. Okay. So we're going to start with this part. This is before they went. All right. So this is them. Let's go.
Moving to Gambia, Africa. with our 2 young children. Today we took a little walk, and we thought that we would want to bring you guys a few reasons why we feel like you should move to Africa, and if not move, then just visit. One reason is cultural diversity. Moving to Africa can expose you to a rich tapestry of cultures, traditions, and customs. Cost of living. The cost of living can be lower in many Western countries, so you will definitely get more bang for your buck.
Now, we know that is not true, especially when it comes to the Gambia. That's the biggest lie told to man. That's the lie they've been telling us since Blackacre has been in the Gambia. Gambia used to be cheap. When I went the first time, Gambia was crazy inexpensive. But honey, after COVID hit and everything went up, Gambia is ridiculously high. It is ridiculously high. I pay there more than for utilities than I do in the United States in a month. That's ridiculous. And I don't even have a constant source of stable electricity. It's cutting off and on the whole time. That's a lie. But people, why do people promote this lie? I don't know. And if you don't understand those cultures can be your downfall. So you need to not only know there's different cultures, but understand how those cultures think, how those cultures function, how those cultures operate.
If you move to Africa, business and investment. Africa is an emerging market with significant potential for business and investment, adventures, and travel. I mean, living in Africa provides easy access to exploring other parts of the continent. You can visit famous landmarks like the pyramids of Egypt, or you can go on safaris. You can go to the beach. It's so much that Africa has to offer that you could explore. So just think about those reasons and make that trip. Visit Africa, come to the motherland, come home, go home, however you want to say it, and just put your feet on the ground at least one time. You can say,
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all couldn't hear me. You need to address the people. An unsatisfied customer, to me, is the worst thing you can have. So to say, you can never please the whole crowd, then why solicit the whole crowd? Do it privately. Solicit privately. Don't solicit all the people. Only solicit some of the people. Then you won't have people coming to me complaining that you're trying to scam the community because you're overcharging us. You won't have Udi making videos about you. So that's what I suggest you do. Because you're too young in the game to have all this adversity coming, all these arrows being thrown at you. And you coming off now like, well, there's more fish out there. We don't care about them. I'm sure that's not how you want to come off. But you're listening to team member, and team member is not your friend.
oh, I went at least, even if you never go back again. But yeah, we were just documenting how they just put out some new roads recently. And we're just documenting how it looks right now for memories, but also it's beautiful, honestly. out here where we stay. So it's great to be able to take walks with the kids and enjoy this scenery. I just can't wait to enjoy this in Africa. I'm just so excited. And I just hope that you guys are able to feel that excitement through.
So what I want to know, okay, here we go talking about the money. This is the part we getting at, because this is what I want to know. So team member is saying, where did you get $10,000 from? Okay, so let's back this up. So they worked. Okay, he said they worked. So let me back up here. Okay, we're gonna start here. So they said, what experience? T&K says, what experience do you have? Right, we want to know. This is where they were living, y'all. They were living on the family's land. They were living on the, and it was nice. I mean, I would like to, I mean, if I would, it's like the village. Their family land to me reminded me of the village in West Africa. So like in the village in West Africa, when you get down on your luck or you having a hard time, you can go to the village and you can start over. You know, you can build you a little place out there. You don't have to pay no rent. You just pay for whatever it costs to build your stuff, and you can stack your money and you can come up. So maybe they did get $10,000 from working. I don't know. Okay. So he says he's not trying to be nosy, but where did you get the $10,000 from? Maybe they said, well, maybe they were running a business in the United States. What if they were running a business in the United States? I don't know. I don't think, no, she was working someplace, because I actually saw her going to work, and she made a video about going to work and her boss one day. They also, no, I don't think they work remotely. I think this is their business. So he said they worked remote work like myself. Okay. 10,000 is not that much money. No, it's not. So you got to remember, we have income tax, right? People with kids, little kids like that. And these people don't have much money. You could tell they didn't have much money. They're going to get earned income credit. Is that what it's called? When you get that extra amount and you get 2 kids. So 2 years, they could get $10,000. They probably get $5,000 or nearly that in tax returns. So that, and saving up money from work, because we're not paying no rent. You know what I mean? So there you go. There you have it. We're not paying, and the utilities, I don't think they had utilities. I don't know what they did for life. Maybe it was a generator or something. You know, it wasn't no utility bills. It was no water bills. It was nothing. This was raw land I'm about to show y'all they was on. So they probably could get that money. $10,000 is not a lot of money. Not everybody is poor. But we're not saying they was poor, but hey, but when you living like this, you ain't got that much. They never have any background, just pipe down, just plop down in America, in Africa, and it all came together. Exactly. But in the United States, it was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. And like I said, we've seen this story several times. This is not the first time we've seen this. This is not the first time we have seen this. Now, this is another thing I noticed about them as I'm going through, looking at the background, looking at what's going on. I noticed the same story again popping up. Oh, he said he worked. Okay, here you go. He said he worked at night. I worked overnight. My wife during the day. We never saw each other but for an hour for over 2 years to get here. I knew sacrifice, you understand. So that's what I'm saying. So they didn't have any bills like we do. Like when people live like we live, you pay utilities, you pay rent, you pay water, you pay every single thing. Y'all know what we pay. All right. But they wasn't living like that. First, they was living in a tent on the land for free. Then they built this shed, or either they bought a shed. I don't know. He said he built it, but they lived in a shed. Okay. And the shed, they just paid for the materials for the shed, and that's it. There was no electricity. There was nothing. So they just lived like this for 2 years with their kids in the cold with no heat, just whatever they had. Generator, I guess they had a generator, and they ran like little the electric thing, no running water for 2 years. I'm going to show you. I'm not lying. He right here. He could tell you if it was not true. Oh, were they living in the tent to save money? I guess they were. I don't know. Did she say they got evicted? I don't remember whether she said they got evicted or whether they couldn't afford their place. I don't remember. They could have just said, well, let's go live on the land to save money so we can go to the Gambia, because they have been talking about going to Africa for a while before they up and went. And it looked like they were living in a place before they moved into this tent. Okay, she said they still have to pay taxes in the U.S. unless they're burning bridges. Well, who knows what they're doing? They sure do. You still have to file your taxes. That's where Black Acres messed up, because they thought they could take all that money and not report that to the IRS. Wrong. Wrong. Just because you in Gambia? No. That passport is blue. You abide by the rules to that blue passport. All right? Yeah, that's where they got messed up. And this is how I know they messed up, because their family is having this big cell, and Black Acres family is big. And you could tell the family is big and they're a close family. You could tell that, okay? So they having this big celebration. And Cynthia want to go back. Rick talking about, and Cynthia might go back, but I ain't going back. I ain't going back to Babylon. I said, oh no, he really can't go back, because I told y'all he owed all that money for child support to the state of Tennessee. And when you don't pay it, they hold your passport. When it's over a certain amount, they will take your passport back, okay? That's what happened to Jermaine Jackson. Same situation. PVTV says to team member, we were poor for sure, LOL, but instead of fast food and clubs, we saved and came home. But why would you be eating fast food and going to the clubs if you live in a tent? I can't go to the tent. I can't live in a tent and then get dressed and go to the club. I can't do that. I can't live and don't have electricity and eat fast food and go to the club. I can't do that. Like that's like being hypocritical. So why would you be doing that anyway? So it was poor. So you were poor there, and then all of a sudden now you got all this money in Gambia. Okay. Let them sell for something for X or do taxes or Airbnb or credit repair. What does that mean? PVTV, I believe you when I was a young woman. I believe when I was a young woman, my husband and I lived in a derelict house. We were flipping. My friend did that. She lived in a horrible house that they were flipping. And I went over there to see her and I didn't go back. I said, girl, I can't come over here no more. I don't know how you live like this. The bathroom was all that would just make me cry. I can't live in chaos. I can't. And if I would have to come home from that to work to that every day, I would be in tears. I would just cry. Okay. Now let me show y'all this. 7,700. Oh, really? Why did I get 14? So I did it wrong. Hold on, let me fix it, y'all. I'm sorry. Are y'all sure? Are you sure, Cotton Top? Because when I did the conversion rate, I got a different one. So let's do it, y'all. Okay, y'all get your phones out. Everybody do the conversion rate. So we have 55,000 Dalasi. 55,000 Dalasi. We're going to convert that to dollars. Convert to dollars. Convert to dollars. I said Dalasi. I didn't say no daggone euro. We're not talking about euros, sir. We're talking about Gambian Dalasi, okay? That's how y'all know I'm getting tired. When I start doing this, y'all know that means, oh, I'm tired. Oh, she's right. Thank you. Thank you. See, that's why I like having smart people around me. Thank you, Cotton Top. So it's, oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I see what I did wrong. So it's 763 times 38. I'm going to round it to 764. So we're going to do 764. Thank y'all. 764 times 3. So let me do that so we can see exactly how much it is. So 764. 764 times 3 equals, oh, that was nothing. 2,000, that's not even $3,000. Oh, times 4. I'm sorry. I did it wrong. That was times 3. $764 times 3. Let's see. That sounds too good to be true. $764 times 3. No, times 4 equals $3,000. So it was $3,000. That ain't nothing. $3,000 ain't nothing. That sounds like that's not true. And that's what they're saying. When the land is cheap like that, it's not true. That's how you know it's a scam. PVT, you don't have to play poverty to be vetted by these people. Well, okay. Play poverty. Well, let me show you. He's not playing nothing. Let's look at this. All right. Since you think he's playing, he's not playing poverty. He was everything he's saying he was living like he was. He really was. So let me show you. He really was. But they probably were doing it to save the money. But I don't know. They said I don't know, PVTV. Did you say you got evicted or did you say y'all was just, you didn't say. I can't remember. I ain't going to say you didn't say, honey. I don't remember. And y'all, I'm getting sleepy. So y'all know I'm going to start messing up. But we got to get this out here because I've been sitting on this case for too long. All right. So this was playing poverty. Let me show you.
Family Mangituru and Zadi. And we wanted to bring you guys this episode today.
So first I want to say, when I saw this family, I instantly thought about my family. I was like, oh, wow, this is how my family used to do. We had an aunt who had a really big house. And we would go over there once a year. We would all go over there and we would clean the house. We would do the yard. We would clean the yard. It would be just like a big family outing. Then we would eat, the kids be playing, the grown-ups be drinking, frying fish, but that was just something we did as a family, and we did it once a year. So I thought about that when I saw this part. It kind of brought back good memories. But this is where they were living, team member.
Kind of continue with the episode that we had yesterday where we were cleaning up. We want to show you guys how sometimes the family does actually come out and clean up, but how that is very transactional and very sectional. So you'll see how the family really, really try earnestly to clean up this one section, which is right behind the tiny home, and then right beside.
So let me tell y'all what's going on here. This part, okay, so I want y'all to check this out, and I want y'all to observe and tell me what y'all think. All right, so the family came over to clean up the land. The cousin's house is the trailer where they're cleaning, where they're clearing this land at, because they're going to have a big outing on the 4th of July. All right, so her house is right behind the house, right? Their shed is right behind the trailer. You can see Adam over there by himself. Mr. PVT over there by himself, TV over there by himself, like using a weed whacker, okay? So she gets upset and say the family doesn't show unity because they didn't go over there and help Mr. PVTV clear his land. They helped clear the land where they was going to have a celebration, but they didn't go over and help clear his land. She felt like they should have went over there and helped to clear his land. If they were truly real family, would have done that. They wouldn't have let him stay over there and work and clear the land by himself. That's what you're going to see happening in this video. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, they must not like y'all. Or either they feel like y'all need to do that yourself. Because for them to just pack up, see him over there, pack up all the equipment, and they even had a riding lawnmower. And they did not help them one little bit. So that told me, oh, oops, there's a problem. And what do we see in these people in Africa who run Africa like that? What's the main thing we see? What's mainly, oops, there's a problem? It's always a family problem. They got problems with the family. And these people, this young lady, she has serious problems with just about all of her family. So check this out. That right there is another big old, gigantic, humongous sign.
My cousin's trailer where she lives, they came out, look at my baby. They just want to be outside.
Hold on, y'all. Somehow I made that screen little. Hold on, let me put it back up here. But and team member, you talking about they wasn't poor. This was worse. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I would be mad. I couldn't be with a man who was telling me I had to live like this. I would have left him. I would have been like, dude, you are crazy. There is no way I'm living like this. Me and my kids. No, if me and him want to do like that, that's fine. But they got little kids. They had little bitty girls. No, man, bye. I'm not doing that. This is the United States of America. They're living in some rural, you know how the roof, you go down south and they have these rural areas that are not developed, right? This is one of those areas. This has got to be, she said it was Little Rock, but honey, it ain't downtown Little Rock. That's for sure.
We wanted to bring you guys this episode today to kind of continue with the episode that we had yesterday where we were cleaning up. We want to show you guys how sometimes the family does actually come out and clean up, but how that is very transactional and very sectional. So you'll see how the family really, really try earnestly to clean up this one section, which is right behind the tiny home, and then right beside my cousin's trailer where she lives. They came out, look at my baby. They just want to be outside, seeing everybody and doing everything. But
this is where they live. You see that back there? You see Adam right there, Mr. PVTV. See, he cutting his things down. He only one over there. Lord, this is stuff my family would do something like this, Jesus. They would. They will let you know they don't like you. They will let you know, honey, and they will do this. They will come. We would clean up my aunt's house, honey, but if we didn't like the other aunt, we ain't cleaning up nothing over there. She could sit there and watch all day, every day. We ain't picking up nothing. They I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because it just reminds me of something my family would do. All right, so this is where he lived, PVTV. You see team member, this white shack, right? This white, whatever this is, shed. It look like a shed to me. That's it. Not this in the front, but in the back. Okay, in the back, it's like beige. I think that's it. Hold on, let me go back to my part. Hold on, y'all. Let me get back over there.
They came, the family came out for a get-together celebration, and we wanted to have it on the land, and so they came to clean.
So hold on. I don't know if this, hold on, y'all. Let me look at this. This look like the trailer. Remember they said the cousin lived in a trailer? Is this where they live? Is this or is this an old house? What is this, y'all? No, this must be an old house. Okay. See, that's why I said it remind me of the village, because the village would be like this. So see, there's a car right there. This might be an old house, or it might be something, but no, they didn't say nobody lived there. They didn't say nobody lived there right now. Okay, so look at the, I think this is the shed. This brown thing right here is the shed. This is the cousin's trailer. This light brown tan with the AC, that's the cousin's shed. I mean shed, I'm sorry, trailer. Remember cousin living in a trailer. This is him. This is their shed. I believe this is their shed, because this back here, that look like a house. But it look abandoned. It don't look like, but I don't know, somebody could live there.
But they came and they only cleaned that one specific yard. That's all. They just cleaned that yard. They cut a couple trees down. I mean, a couple limbs from this tree down. Yard. That's all. They came and they only cleaned that one specific.
All right. Now, this is the shed he said he built. He said he built this, and he probably did because it's so simple. It just looked like some sticks. And yeah, it's just a simple shed. It could have bought, it could, I don't know. He said he built it. And see this little thing in the back? This is where they live. So team member, that's not poor. This is a shed. You can't even, this not even legal to live in a shed. That doesn't meet the housing ordinance. You know, you can't live in, they must don't live in the city limits. It's got to be like out, like I told you, in rural Arkansas somewhere, because you can't live like this in the city. You can't live in a shed. People do, but they legally they cannot live in a shed like this. This is a fire hazard. This is a safety issue. This is all kind of violations.
Yard. That's all. They just cleaned that yard. They cut a couple trees down. I mean, a couple limbs from this tree down, and that was it. And not only that, but you can see how many people are here cleaning up, and how many people are working together over here in this yard. And how many people are working together.
Now watch this, y'all.
Help Adam clean up. You can see that he is the only one that was working to clean up our side of the yard, and everybody else was working to clean this area, because this is where everybody was going to be sitting and, you know, eating and stuff. And that is a big issue that we have in our culture, in African American culture, where we only come together. We only come together for celebrations, birthdays.
But in all fairness, they didn't clean the cousin's yard either. That's their yard. Look at all that trash. And they living good, Adam. I mean, dude, what's your name, team member? This ain't poor, right? This is beyond poor. The poor people I know live in housing. They got lights. They got water. They got electricity. They got flushing toilets. This is beyond poor. I don't know what this is. Look at all of that. So they even burn their trash. Look at this on the back of the door to keep the wind and the cold air out. That's not poor to you?
Holidays, things like that. But two, whenever we do come together, and this might be unique to my family, but whenever we do come together, we only clean, or we only do the bare minimum or necessity to enjoy whatever, you know, celebration we want to enjoy. Whereas you can see so many parts of the land need help. It needs bodies to clean, but they just don't do that.
No, they need to, you all need to clean your own house. This needs to be done. This needs to be done on a regular basis. Before you guys built this, you should have done that. That should have been knocked down and it should have been taken care of before you do that. You can't look for your family to do that. I don't agree with that at all. That is, you two are young, healthy people. That's what my grandma would say. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all some young, healthy people. They probably think they lazy. That's what my grandma would say. They lazy. They would say they just lazy. Ain't nobody gonna go over there and clean up for them. They lazy. Young as they are, they need to get out there and do it themselves. Now she mad because she feel like the family ain't showing unity because they cleared the plate. Now they went and cleared the place where the family's gonna celebrate at. All right, they went and done that. They was nice enough to do that. But then you upset. You don't feel like it's family because they didn't clear where you lived at. Now that says a lot about these people.
Her husband over here playing by himself. Yeah, nobody helped him. Nobody wanted to help him. Nobody thought to help him. Nobody cared.
No, they didn't.
To help him.
No, look. This is cold. Like Rick James say, this is cold-blooded. This is cold-blooded because all the people, they could have went and came over there and knocked that out in no time. But they probably felt like he should have been over there helping the family clear it for the family. Instead, he wasn't helping them clear the land for the family. He's clearing his land. So they're like, we ain't gonna help you. You ain't helping us. See why I tell you it's important to go check these people out. These are problems these people have within their family. All right. Big problems within their real family. Their real family. So that's why they don't care about you. If they can separate themselves from their real family like that, you think you really mean something to these people?
That I'm going to record because I do get, you can see our solar panels right here and our little banana trees. It's a few of them up there. But yes, you get so many questions. Why are you moving to Africa? Why, don't you want to stay here? And da 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 da. And this is one of the reasons. There is no unity. There is no unity. True unity here in America for us as
I gotta go back to that. I want to see something.
Only
look at all those people. If it was, well, y'all wasn't showing unity either. Now look, he got these solar panels.
Don't you
look? This is the backdoor team member. I don't know no poor people who live like this, sir. This is beyond poor. Look at this. You know how many snakes, rats, and whatever is in this grass? You know what comes out here at nighttime? And you said this is not poor? What's poor to you? I don't know nobody. And I got a big, huge family. I don't know nobody who live like this. And I got some poor people in my family. And I work with poor people. And I've worked with poor people for a long time. And the poor people I've worked with don't live like this. So I'm not sure what you consider. To me, this is beyond poor. And they got solar panels, so they get their lights from the solar. They get lights from solar energy. So that's what I'm saying. They're doing this on purpose to save money so they can go to Gambia. That's why they feel like, okay, y'all do it yourself.
Want to stay here and da 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 da. And this is one of the reasons. There is no unity, true unity here in America for us as African Americans. We only get to have transactional unity or sectional unity or occasional unity. It's nothing that is concrete. It's nothing that is rooted in a true foundation. The thing that is motivating my family right here in this moment to clean up is a celebration. Not the fact that the land needs to be cleaned up, not the fact that they are a black family.
See, this is not being fair to them. This is a good reason. That's a good reason for the family to come together We want to have a celebration. So, hey, y'all, let's get together and go out here and clean up this land together. No, that does show unity because they're not helping them. No. So I'm letting y'all see how these people are living.
Not
how
the
they're
fact
thinking.
that without the youth getting out and actually doing something to keep up the land, those are not the reasons why they are out here today. They are literally out here because they know later they are going to be out here again, eating, drinking, doing whatever it is, having a good time. You know, I love my family, but look at how many people are here, and look at how many people went over to assist Adam. Nobody. And we have various ages here. We have 50-year-olds out here. We have 40-year-olds. We have 60-year-olds. We have 18-year-olds. We have 32-year-olds. And not one person even thought to help him. So yeah, I just want to bring this video to you guys so you can kind of see how, you know.
Now that's important, Joy. You're right. She's trashing her own family in a video for all of us to see. And it's for the Gambia. It's for us to watch because it's for people who are repatriating. Yes. Because remember, that's their target audience. So yes, she is. And the reason why, because they won't help her husband clean up their land. They've cleaned up a whole big piece, and that was a lot of work for their family, okay? That's a lot of work. I'm going from the bottom up now. That's a lot of work for their family to do that. And these people work because they got nice trucks. Look at that big black truck. I'm looking like, oh, they got good jobs. Oh, these people these people working hard for their money. You know what I mean? But they taking time off their life to go out here to do something. I want to do this for my family. This is what I want to do. And because you get upset because they're not doing it for your husband, not helping your husband clean up your land. They didn't clean up the cousin's land. They cleaned up the land across from hers. That's your job. That's where you're living. That's the piece you settled to have. You're supposed to do that. But like you said, no, she's on here trashing her family. All right, team members, seeing you on O'Shea Live. He commented something like that. I don't know what y'all talking about. It gets cold there. Yeah, it gets cold. That's what she said. On one of the videos, it was supposed to get down to 20 degrees. 20 degrees. And she had to, and they don't have no insulation in there. He had to go get water and something else. And something so they could stay warm. Yeah, these are the same people now. Now they in Gambia, and they these big businessmen who do charging y'all all this money and feel like they don't have to justify why you're charging that. That's how you're coming off to us. But why wasn't your area maintained weekly? Cayenne works. She's right. And that's how the family is feeling. Because I know my family is like that, honey. They'll feel like, and that's a grown man and you got a husband. They don't care he worked third shift. They like, get up and clean the yard before you go to work. We ain't coming over there and cleaning up for you. Honey, I know y'all know what they saying too. Because y'all grew up in them kind of families too. Why did you see? Because she asking the questions that the people asking. Why did you let the grass around your living area get so high? Why didn't you cut it? And now you want us to cut it? We ain't doing that. No, you do it. You have 2 children. Support yourselves. Right. And your children got to go out and play with that? Play in that? Yes, that is a good reason to clean up. It is. That's a great reason to clean up. See, look, he loved Black people. Look at that. Yeah, I bet you do. Off-grid can be cool way to live. And that's what I thought. I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then I'm like, till I saw no lights. Well, they got solar lights, but solar don't run everything. Solar is limited to what it can run. It can run lights, when it's charged properly, but it can't run like refrigerators. It can't run like washing machines. Can't run that kind of stuff. And what you doing for water? You ain't got no toilet. Oh, girl, bye. I am a Mark fan. I am a fan of poor people. I am a fan of what? You just said the man wasn't poor. Like the rest of us. Good question. Something is up. It looks kind of nice to me. Joy, you didn't see the inside. It's giving carbonation vibes. If y'all don't know carbonation, y'all ain't gonna get it. Team member, are you a Mark? Yeah, he is. Okay, I'm going backwards. There's an answer. There's the answer to my question. No unity. Okay. No unity, but they look what they out there doing. That's crazy. That's the best unity you can have. They all came out. Let me show y'all the rest while I'm talking. They look at the dude getting his riding lawnmower down. He done came out with his riding lawnmower.
Is not to come together.
Look at how many people out there.
Celebration, unity.
And she said at all ages. That means the whole daggone family came. But that ain't unity. What else is? And they came out there so we can have a celebration. Oh, man, bye.
It's coming together every single day for the purpose of legacy, for the purpose of helping, and for the purpose of love. So, yeah. You know,
this is a place.
Just want to bring this to you guys. Thank you so much for watching.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. So team members, they was living good, huh? They was living real good, right? So let me show y'all this because I gotta hurry up. But I gotta get through this. We got to get through this because we got to go on. I can't do a number 4. I cannot do a number 4. We got to get through these videos right now. So this is what I want to show y'all on this one, right? Hold on, I gotta put it up here. This one, they said they invented a trash can. This is how good their business is going. So they went from living like that. They went to Africa. They went from, and that's what I'm saying. This is a thing within these families, with these people. They have these problems, all right? So then they went to Africa, and this is in March, when they come back. This is probably July now. No, this is before July. But they start this tiny house movement about 11 months ago, 2024. Because they lived in a shed, so they felt like this was a cool way to live. Because remember, we had this tiny house movement going on in the United States. So now I'm gonna have to go fast. All right. So now we had this tiny house movement going on in the United States, right? So they start this tiny house movement in the Gambia, saying they can build you this tiny house for X amount of dollars, for this cheap amount of dollars. All right. And that's when Sam and his wife come in, because Sam and his wife were doing business with them. Okay. And Sam and his wife wanted to, them to build them a tiny house. We're going to get to their receipts as soon as I get through the tours. I'm not going to show the video about the tiny house movement. You're going to have to go watch that because we're running out of time. So then they started in July. That was 11 months ago when they did the construction company. They were start advertising that. So then they started this KUNDA Tours, all right? This KUNDA Tours was an all-exclusive Gambia tour, okay? All-exclusive Gambia tour. I showed you a little bit of this last week, but let me show you this. This was the tour where you pay 8 days for this tour, right? Let me pull it up. Actually, I have a short. Let me show the short because we're so behind time. All right, let's look at the short. All right, we're going to look at the short. And this is the short of them advertising their trip, their tour, okay? So let's check this out. Hold on, I gotta go back here.
We're highly informational. We have websites, we have ebooks, we have a lot of different things that we do to help those who's trying to make this journey, make this transition. I remember before we came, we couldn't get help. You know, we tried to get a lot of different help, and it was very hard. So we want to be that resource.
Introducing our exclusive, all-inclusive Diaspora Experience Tour, a transformative journey crafted just for you. Imagine 8 days of rich culture, luxury lodging, curated experiences, and the warmest hospitality West Africa has to offer. All you need to do is book your flight. We'll handle the rest. November is calling. Will you answer?
Like she said, you know, we're highly informational.
All right.
We have websites, we have ebooks, we have a lot of different things that we do to help those who's trying to make this journey, make this transition.
So that's the tour. That's the KUNDA tours. So that's when I started getting also. So after I got an email from Sam the end of July, they launched these tours in July. By the first week in August, I had got a complaint about them from the Global African, who felt like they were really overcharging the diaspora. Okay, so let me go through these comments. Then we're going to go and look at Cold-Blooded. For real. You know how Dave Chappelle be imitating Rick James when he be saying Cold-Blooded? Yeah, that's what it was. And wait a minute, let me get this comment. Karen Touch says, what relationship does he have with the family? There's two sides to every story. Exactly. Why didn't the family help him? Why wasn't he helping the family? You see what I mean? That's how I looked at that. You part of the family too. You living out there. Of course I'm Western Minds. Of course. I am not ashamed of it one little bit. Honey, I'm from the West. I'm proud. I'm proud to be an American. At least I know I'm free. That's how y'all know I'm tired. That's how you know I'm tired. I sure am, honey. I don't care. If you want off the grid, that's plenty in the. It sure is. And that was nice. Like, I liked it. I thought I would have built me a little nice, especially you ain't got to pay no rent. You just got to pay for your supplies. I would have built that simple, tiny house they talking about. I would have built it with cement. I would have built me a nice little place, honey. A nice little place. Got it cemented and everything. God helps those who help themselves. So she didn't move to Africa to build a family land. So don't move to Africa to build family land. Exactly. That doesn't make sense. You can't build it here. How are you going to build it there? Are you male or female team member? Is that team member? Or something else? Just curious. Stephanie, that's what I'm talking about. Seeing the big picture. There, try years. Okay. I love feeling you would be down for like 6 months. Okay. Y'all must be talking. They gave them land to live on, and they want them to cut the grass with it. Yes. Yes. Because I know that's how they feel. Like you living there for free. You could buy a lawnmower and cut. You should do this. Y'all should. He should maintain that land. If he the only man out there, they feeling like you should maintain that land. You should have people come out there. If you can't do it by yourself, you should hire some little teenage workers to come out there and work and clean that land and maintain that land. I'm telling y'all, my family is from Georgia. I'm telling y'all, they think I know how the people from the South think. You don't do that. You a man supposed to, he pretty much a superhero. Being poor builds character. Actually, I love seeing our kin folks. Welcome to Kiki School of Life. Oh, thank you, TNK. It's back on that. It's the black one we lived in. Yeah, okay, I figured that one. I figured it out. There's a lady who just got scammed in Ghana. Who is it? Send me her information. I'm different because I help family even when they're mean. Oh, you're nice. But sometimes the family will boycott the person. Like when the person is really messed up, the whole family boycott them. Like it'd be a family movement. like we ain't talking to that person. Like we all decide, nope. That's a way to teach you, don't disrespect your elders, don't disrespect the family. That's a way to teach you, you better watch what you're doing. So yeah, that's what we do in our culture. We will do that to you. I'm not down with worrying about malaria. Sarcasm. Okay. All right. So we are now, wow, stingy with likes, but sitting up here listening. Come on, y'all. Shit. Come on, like the video. I know y'all probably all into the story, but come on, like the video, like the video, like the video. All right, let me get back down here. Let me get back down here. Now, they built a trash can. All right. They said they had this trash can that they was, that's the tour. Is this the diaspora experience? All right, y'all, we can't go through all of that. So now, this is the hotel where you're going to have for the 63. I'm sorry, excuse me. For the $2,000, $2,500, because the time has passed, I think, for you to get the hookup. So if you don't pay for the early birds, you're going to pay $23. All right, so let's look at this. This is it, where you're going to stay. So the first thing that concerns me, there's nobody there. There's nobody there. All right. So that means most of the stuff there don't work. Okay. Most of the stuff there does not work. I don't know for sure. I'm just saying. I'm just telling you what I think and what I feel. Just from my experience to Africa, it probably doesn't work. You're going to be calling for every single thing all the time. And it probably smells like mold. And this is just my honest opinion. So why would you choose this type of place? Because even the nice places have problems with that mold smell because of the water there. And this place is located in C4 where there is a lot of water. So why would you choose this place? And why would you charge this much for people to stay there when this place is only like 100? Well, when I looked for from where on the dates, it was 100. So let me show y'all. This is the place where you're going to be staying. Hold on one second. So let's put in the prices. All right, let's put in the prices. So we want to go from November, then, oh, I don't even think, oh, y'all know what? I don't think all the other places, was it 9th through the 13th? What was it, y'all? Was it the 9th through the 13th? I can hear y'all. The 9th through the 3rd. No, it can't be there. The 18th. The 9th through the 18th. All right. So how much is it? A night. It is $195 a night. All right. It's $190. Let me make sure y'all seeing this. This place is $195 a night. All right. On booking.com. So look what it's comparing it to. So it feel like if you want to stay here, you're going to want to stay here. Oh, Lord. So let's go a little further and let's see. It has one clean bed. It's in C4. Let's see where it is on the map. So it's $195. It's right here. See where it is? It's near Ganjur and Brikama. It's on Banjur and Brikama Highway. I ain't never been to these places, y'all. I don't even know. Oh, this is Kitty. I've been there. So this is, if this is the highway that it's on, this is a really isolated road. Like it's just, I don't know. When I was on it, it depends on where it is, though. That let me correct myself. It depends on where it is on that road. But you see, it is nowhere near. Look how far it is from Senegambia, all the stuff you're trying to get to. Like, that's a way over here. You see? All that is over here. That place is not even near the Crocodile Park. It's right there. Oh, wow, this is far. This is really far, y'all. This is really, 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 really far. And so for all those nights, it was $195 for me to stay there. All right, so all those nights, that's $195. So the $2,535, I'm not even sure what's that for. So this is the close-up pictures. I guess this is some food. That looked pretty good. But is it really going to look like that? Is it really going to taste good? Here go the rooms. Pictures of the rooms. The pool and everything. So it's $26 a night, $195 a night. Why they're charging so much more, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why they're charging so much more. All right. So let's stop sharing that. Oh, the reviews. Let's see if they have any reviews, y'all. No reviews or score yet. And that's another big no for me. I don't stay at places where there's no reviews, or I try not to. So what does it have? It has a balcony, garden view, toiletries. Or see, you might be staying in this 8-bed mixed dormitory where it's $39 per person. You might be staying there. Who knows? Who knows? You need to ask questions about that. Can you explain to us which rooms they're going to be staying in? Is it the queen single rooms? We couldn't find any reviews, y'all, so I don't know. Let me go up here to, all right, hold on, y'all. Let me go through this real quick. I'm trying to get through all this. So they said they were going to take you to Crocodile Park, Monkey Park, and the bird watching places. Am I correct or am I wrong? Okay, so here go these places. Let's see how much these places cost, because they're charging you $25,000, $25,335. All right. And I don't think you get anything. I don't think that you get any gifts. I don't recall you getting anything for that. But I do remember you paying this money. So let me show you how much the Crocodile Park costs. So according to Google and AI, the Crocodile Park, entry to the Crocodile Park pools may be free. So sometimes it's free. I guess it depends on where you go. A recommended donation of around 50 to 100 dalasi. So it may be free, but they want you to donate, okay? And it's an additional cost for guided tours and transport dependent on your chosen operator. For organized tours, including the Crocodile Pool, prices can range significantly from $50 to over $100 for a private comprehensive tour. All right. So that's $50 to $100. Maybe this is where they got their prices from, $50 to $100. But who are these people charging these prices? You know, I'm sure it's not people who just started doing it. It's probably people who've been doing it for quite some time. Now, let's look how much it costs to go to the the monkey park. All right. So if you're on this organized tour, it's $50 to $100, right? But there's supposed to be 100 not organized tours. So even that, so that's $50, or even let's say $100. But I don't know why it would be $100 to go to the crocodile park. That doesn't even sound right. And if somebody's charging you $100 to go to the crocodile park, you shouldn't go, because none of them tourist attraction in Gambia is worth that much. I'm telling y'all. I've been to they're not a single one, except for them hotels where you get to sit on the beach and have dinner and watch the sunset. Now that stuff is expensive, but that's free. You just buy yourself something to eat. The meal is probably $35, maybe $50. If you you just get a lot, but we don't usually get that much. So let me see the monkey park. Let's see how much the monkey park is. The monkey park is in Bengelo. Bengelo is very far from where we just saw. Okay, so let's see. It says Bengelo. The prices visiting the Bengelo Forest Park, Monkey Park in the Gambia can vary, but you can expect an entrance fee of around 150 dalasi. Somebody tell me how much that is, please, because I'm too sleepy to look it up. With higher fees reported in high season and lower fees in the low season for a general entrance ticket, a general entrance ticket, according to TripAdvisor review dated in 2024. You can also pay for nuts and bananas for the animals. So that one is 150 dalasi. So 1,000 dalasi is $15. So I can't even imagine how much 150 dalasi is. I cannot even imagine how much that is. So y'all tell me how much that is, because I'm sleepy right now. I can't do it. So let me look at this other one. What was the other place they were going to take you to? And some of the other ones we can't even measure because they were cultural things. So I can't look up a cultural, I don't know what that means. What does a cultural spiritual cleansing mean? You know, these are the questions that the people are asking. I'm not asking these questions. The people are asking these questions. All right, I think that is it. Those are the only ones we could really look up, because the other ones were things. Okay, let me show you a resort. Oh, the bird watching park. The bird watching park. All right, let me show you that. Because remember, they mentioned bird watching. Now, bird watching, remember those three rare birds that I saw at one time just because I was walking by the bird watching park? All right, so the bird watching park is just like, it ain't, I'm not gonna say it ain't nothing, Lord forgive me. It's just an outside area, okay? It's just really an outside area from what I saw. It's just really just an outside area. Let's see how much it is. So it says bird watching tour package in the Gambia range significantly. Because see, I'm telling you, those 3 birds I saw, I looked that up. Those were written. I saw 2 black cranes. 2 black. Those birds were beautiful. And that other one was, I think they called it a giant crane or a Goliath crane, something like that. But it was one of those cranes that you see that carry the babies, I think. But it's big like that. All right, so they said that can range from $71 to $109 for adult, okay? But it's a multi-day guided tour that costs thousands. And there's some that multi-day guided tours that cost thousands of dollars, such as the Pie Bird package, priced at $3,600. Well, I'm gonna say nearly $4,000, but that's for 16 days. So see, even this one is what, $1,000 more than them, and that's for how many days? Double the days, but it may not include. Yeah, it does include lodging, meals, and park access fees. So see, and these people probably have been doing it for quite some time. So it's a see, here it is, the Senegalese bird watching tour. Wow, look at this. This is, look, I can't even talk. I'm getting so sleepy. But this is it. See, you will need to pay for your flight, for this trip. This will include flights to Dakar. You can also accommodate clients flying to Banjul. The tour fee does not include taxes or country telephone calls, laundry, and other items personal. Okay. So this is an exclusive one also. Yeah, this is an all-inclusive package also. Lodging meals, includes lodging meals and access to the reserve parks, bird sites, premier bird guide, and other tours. Use the service as a client bird range. I think these people stay at, what is that? I think they stay at the Kunta Kinte place. So here's all the stuff they show you. Wow, this is nice. That's if you like birds. I see this bird all the time in Gambia. This bird is so pretty. So this is the bird watching tour is real nice. Next time I go, I'm gonna make sure I do that. All right, but still, that we still ain't at the $2,000 point. We still ain't at the $2,500 range yet. We still ain't made it there yet. All right, so let me get this. I'm trying to go fast, y'all. All right, but then I got all of these emails. Now let me show you the emails that I got. Now these emails came from hold on. Oh, wait a minute, y'all. This is okay. Here they go. Walmart done blew my daggone email up. Okay, so let me show y'all these real quick, then we're gonna get out of here. All right, these are the receipts from the wife. Then I received an email. Sammy had quit writing me. He didn't really send me no receipts. So finally I said, okay, I'm gonna have to roll with what PVTV is saying because we ain't got no receipts. Then finally, guess what? Guess who wrote me? Sammy wrote me and the wife wrote me, and they both gave me some receipts. All right, so let's get this. Excuse me, y'all. So let me get these receipts up here. And then we're going to be off here. I'm going to roll through these real quick. Look at Walmart. So this is the first one I received, and that was from Sammy, okay? Hold on, let me take these down and get them up here first. Because this is just too, I don't want y'all to see people's real names. So the first one I received was from Sammy telling me about the scamming allegations, okay? Well, let me go this way. Then, all right, that was the first one. So then this was this one I received about them taking from Global African Network. I don't want to show y'all this because his name is on here too. He sent me where they were, charging all this money, and people were coming to, people were being overcharged. Okay, he was saying that the tours were expensive. All right, then after that, PVTV sent me some contracts, so I can show y'all this. Okay, here go the contract. This is a lot. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm trying to get this done. So the contract says, "Hi, Samuel. I hope you're doing well. I have attached a PDF that I believe will really be helpful to you. They clearly lay out the pros and cons and the reasoning behind the fees associated with each type of bill contract. Take a bit of time to go through them, and you should have a solid understanding and help you making informed decisions about, doing business with them." So here's the contract. Y'all see that? So we finally got a contract. Let's look through it. So the foundation was $6,000, walls was $3,000, roof was $2,000, service fees, all that came up to $1,800. All right. This looks like a cheap chat GPT document. The options, this was another option. But y'all know what? For real, I'm going to have to stop here. I'm sorry. I can't do this. Like, these are the receipts. This is the most important part. I can't rush this like I'm doing, okay? I've laid the foundation for y'all. We know what's going on, okay? Now, his wife and Sam has contacted me. They have sent me their receipts, and yeah, I'm tired, Seth. I can't. I can't. Yeah, maybe I can. Steph told me try to do an hour live tomorrow and wrap it all up, but I don't know, y'all, because y'all know tomorrow that's when I got to start working on my stuff for school. So I don't know. Okay, this is what we'll do. We'll finish the receipts to next Saturday, and we're going to talk about Daniel. We're going to get Daniel some attention because Daniel, in all fairness, he gave us his side of the story. Okay, so because I can't continue doing this because this is not fair. It's not going to be fair to Sam and his wife. It's not fair to PVTV. It's not fair that they took the time to send me all of this and then I just rushed through it because I done got sleepy. Okay, and I just want to get it done. So no, they took the time to do it. I'm sorry, y'all, but we got to go one more time. But it won't take me long. Okay, so next week we'll do 2 shows. We'll go back to, we got to talk about Daniel. All right, because he back. Daniel is back. The Lion King is back. Okay, so Steph says we're gonna go through the comments, then we're gonna get off. I wish a man would put me in. Girl, you know I ain't doing that. It's nature. I'm not doing that. I'd be so mad I wouldn't even talk to him no more. Is that a Will Smith movie? I wouldn't even talk to him no more. Do you wish or do you? Okay, whatever. Okay, I am not done with worrying about malaria. I'm not down with look like Jesus. Oh, here y'all go. Here y'all go. Look like slave quarters to me. Steph said. Joy says she, I think it's okay too. I'm different because I don't help family because you can't. We got to shun them all together. And if you go over there to help you, they're going to be looking at you like you crazy. And when they snap on you, they're going to be like, that's what you get for going to try to help. There is a lady who okay, I read that. Good night. Okay, good night, African Goddess. It's the black one. Okay, we talked about that. Okay, being poor bills. Okay, we got that. Let me go down here and get them real good. Get the waffles. These last comments, then we gone. PVTV are too long. We got goofy. Please don't take it personal. No, because we sleepy. I'm sorry. This is what happened, PVTV, when I'm on here past 3 hours. Okay, I'm sorry. Please don't take it personal because we get to laughing and we get to acting silly. Okay, I don't. We all have here. We all are here to raise Africa in the end. I know as you go up, this happens, but I appreciate everyone's thoughts and messages. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you don't get offended by us because people be getting mad at us. They be getting mad at us, be talking stuff about us, be cussing us out, wanting to fight us. It's just ridiculous. And we're just really trying to help you out. But PBTV, if you take all of our suggestions and revamp yourself, I'm telling you, you're going to come out, you're going to be a champ. Kiki, what about see me cutting? What about Kiki about to see me cutting up? Yeah, because she getting tired after a long PBTV, after too long, we get goofy. Yeah, we do. And sorry, we're not trying to be funny. Look, Daniel. Oh my goodness, Daniel. Yeah, Daniel is back. He keep on making videos. He wants us to talk about him so bad. We're going to have to talk about Daniel. Daniel. It was the most exciting story I did of the scammers. He was my favorite. Because it was crazy. Remember when the shooting happened with the chief? Remember that, y'all? And the chief was unstooled, then he was restooled, then he was destooled. It was crazy. Okay, let me get to it. See you next live, Kiki. Okay, bye, PVTV. Okay, we getting off here too. Don't push yourself. Okay, I'm gone. Imagine someone gets sick. That's remote and your phone isn't. Girl, I know. That remote, that's crazy. That's not the contract. That's the, okay, thank you. See, that's why I need you here. Thank you. That's the building details. Okay. Finally, but we got documents. That's why I can't rush through it, because they're trying to say PVTV took their money and didn't give them what they paid for. Okay, that's what they're saying. That's what they're sending me receipts saying. So we got to be fair. And this part is really the analytical part, and I can't just rush through that. Show me the P files, not the Epstein file. It's only cool or if you're going with the large family, but not sharing the stranger. It's not cool. Right. A family is fun. I said the company she showed does not. We are for our tours. Okay. I thought you had a car, rent a van, and pick them up. That's crazy. Yes, it is. That is. It really is. Is there a land tribe, living off the land like, PVTV kin folks? PVTV, no, they are not. Okay. And no airport pickup and drop off as a custom days for individuals, and it's 3,016. Well, we're gonna check and see. I thought they said they had transport, but that was pretty good though. They had a whole thing. All right, we're gonna check it out, PVTV. All right, we about to hang up. All right, y'all. Oh no, not building. I'm worried now, PVTV. Building in Africa is tricky, Joyce says. Yes. Good night, Miss Greek. Hey, Miss Greek, I didn't even know you was on here. Thanks for joining us, PVTV. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much, honey. You take it like a champ. You good. Because the other ones, y'all know they don't come on here for one. They don't come on here, and when they do, they be going off on us, talking trash. We got to kick them off, or they get so mad at us, they walk off because they can't take our opinion because it's different from theirs. But that's good. So that shows a real he's really trying to do the right thing. He really is. He really want to hear what we got to say. That's good, y'all. We are bringing Daniel back. We bringing back the king. The king has resurrected, and we are bringing him back. Next week, we talking about the king. King Daniel is back. The king of the land scammers has resurrected himself, and he wants us to know his side of the story. So we're going to present. We're going to present. Bring a mosquito net. Yeah, we done got plumb stupid. We about to get out of here. We getting off of here, okay? Okay, the king of the scammers. Yeah, he is. Only borehole paperwork help and designs, but we didn't take any personal payment. He sent the invoice. They didn't. We sent an invoice, but they didn't pay. Well, what they saying they did pay something for a permit. Yeah. I have a lot of receipts. That's why I can't rush it. I do. He sent me stuff. They sent me stuff. Yeah. So there's a conflict. There's a breakdown. And his wife making videos. And then I'm like, well, why ain't y'all naming them? Next on the docket, King Daniel. Oh, God. Okay, y'all, look. We gone now. Now we done really started. This is why they be getting mad at us, because they said y'all be on here talking about people and I'll just be laughing. Well, it's funny. What you want me to do? What? Oh my God. And where is his face? Where is whose face? Where is whose face? Who y'all talking about? And where is his face? And where's your face? We can't even see your face. Where's whose face? Where is your face? I am, honey. I'm about to go to bed. I want to know where Daniel and the family. Honey, they living in South Africa off them people money. He is in South Africa talking about he the victim. He the dang on victim. He ain't the dang on victim. But oh no, I'm saying no, Daniel, I'm gonna give you a fair shot. I'm sorry. Daniel was in the witness protection program. So next week, we're gonna finish up Daniel. No. We're going back to Daniel. We're going back to my friend Daniel, the king of the scammers. My favorite king of the scammers. We're going to talk about him again. We're going to talk about him again. And we're going to finish up PVTV. We're going to look at their receipts. We're going to give Samuel and his wife a fair chance to present their side of the story. And then we're going to move back into Daniel. All right. It's better to laugh than to cry. That's so true. Samuel's face, I mean, you only hear him. Yeah, you saw the video there. But they didn't say your name. And that's what I said. I said, well, why don't you say the people's name? Because I'm like, who are they talking about? We don't know they're talking about PVTV. If PVTV really done this, then why don't you say PVTV really done this? Because you have receipts that they done this. You see what I'm saying? So that was the question I had about the videos. We're going to show the videos next week. So y'all seen the videos. Yeah, I wonder why he didn't show it. Man, you know, he an older, maybe, you know, some men don't like to be on camera, especially older men, honey. They don't like that. You don't believe the Daniel think he a victim, honey. They don't, honey, Daniel think he a victim. Yep, we out, y'all. We out. Oh, God. Oh, God. I can't believe I'm acting like this. I guess I got to wait to see. Yeah, you got to wait and see, honey. Daniel is not a victim. I'm sorry, Benjamin. He's not, because he took everybody's money. And what he still ain't saying is, sister, where's the money? Where's the money? I didn't watch them videos. I don't watch the silly wife. I can't watch her. I'm sorry. So y'all got to tell me what the silly wife's saying in her video. I can't watch her. But Daniel, honey, he's pure entertainment. He is pure entertainment, especially when he's sick. Especially when he's playing sick, honey. He is the victim to the end. So we're going to go back to him. And then we're going to finish. Oh, y'all know what? I heard about ES. Oh, Taurus. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I like her. She's nice. Okay, look, y'all, I'm sorry. All right, so no, but he thinks he's a victim. So we're gonna listen to we're gonna get a dude a chance, okay? Stephanie, I know. She said, wait till you lay in the bed and read the last 40 minutes of the comments. I know. Because when it get past 3 hours, everybody get willy-nilly and silly. And they just start saying all kind of stuff. So that's why I know I can't wait to read them. I'm going to be laughing out loud. Guess what I heard about ES? I was talking to my friend. Y'all know my friend in Kenya. Guess what she told me? She think ES really left him. She thinks she really left Vin Man. I don't think so. Do y'all think she really left Vin Man? What do y'all think? We got to talk about that too. Y'all got some evidence? Y'all been watching them silly videos? Because I can't watch her either. That's another one I can't watch. She crazy too, in my humble opinion. I can't watch her either. So if y'all think she really left, please send me some evidence, because we're going to talk about her too. All right, y'all. No, we don't have time for her tonight. No, we don't. We ain't got time for ES tonight, but I heard, honey, she heard it through the grapevine that she gone for real. She's so fake. I don't believe nothing. I believe she just gone for a little while just to get some money and then gonna come back. She gonna play the role to the end. All right, y'all, I'm out of here because I'm silly now and I'm exhausted. And I can't wait to go read y'all comments because I know I'm gonna be laughing so hard. Y'all, I'll be laughing out loud. My family be looking at me like, what is she talking about? And who is she talking to? But y'all comments be crazy. She's like saying through the hourglasses. So are the days of yes. And look at this one. She ran to the Gilded Age. Y'all haven't seen that. She's from the Gilded Age now. That woman is a nut. Good night, y'all. I'm sleepy. I'm tired. Deuces. Look, I'm doing the deuces like y'all can see me. Deuces. I'll see y'all later. All right. Bye. Bye.